Here's some scrap. Hey, bada bing, heavy bada bing, everybody. This is a great night. We started with the Jimmy Mathis, and now we're going to Pat McDonough. We're going into commercials now.
Let me interrupt the live broadcast. Here's some scrap paper because the photocopier messed up. Tell them you got scrap paper now.
You know what? Come here. This ain't live yet. I'm going to press that red button.
It is live. It says 2:20, 28, 29.
Can't get anything past it.
He's a smart one.
Look at that. They're taking family photos and stuff.
It's very touching. I can't take it anymore. Whoa, what's this? Whoa. And he still does it.
All right. I don't
What do you know?
Anyone's way, so.
Where's hold on, where's Adobe Audition? Oh, stay here. Stay here. I'm going to show you something. I got to show you something.
That is the largest jug of
I've
ever seen.
Jimmy Mathis.
How are you?
Jimmy, how you doing?
This is good to see you again.
It's great. Yeah, we met.
Oh, okay. We had to drink the cherries along.
That's right.
Was I there? You were there. You facilitated it.
Come on.
Maybe it was more than one. I don't know.
That's why.
There it is. There it is.
Well, let's put a cigarette, Ron.
Okay, I got to get ready and start here.
Well,
Come on, stop by. Come on.
back to you because Jimmy's still here. He's doing it.
Yes, come on, stop back. I got to do things. I got to listen to this. I'm going to, wait a minute, where the hell was I? Which one is this? Okay.
There's so many things going on all at once. My little brain can't handle it.
Wait a minute, baby. You'll get her. Bada boom. Okay.
Now,
yeah.
you were in destroy your home, your community.
Hey, Noah.
Can be just as dangerous
Come here, quick, please.
as the wildfire itself.
I want to record. And that's just P2 for the news. P2 for the weather, right?
In your community.
Because I'm going P2, man, all the way right here. Right?
Yeah.
There it is. And P2, bada bing on this.
Yes.
Look, just in case. Now, we talked about before is where the weather is, right there. Fox News, I put P2. That's right?
Correct. That means it won't be recorded.
Right. And then some of this, I'm going to leave the P2 open.
Whenever it has P2 pressed down, will record. Whenever it has P2 up, will not record.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this off. No, I could still have that on.
You have that on.
Yeah, but
And
this is
then do
because I'm going to
this.
come in one with the 44. I always start with my 44.
Look, do this.
Did you?
Put this here.
Why didn't here? Put that over there.
Why?
I told him to help me out.
Because this is in P1. I mean, this is in AV1. So,
Right. Oh, I'm gonna have to push it down. Yeah, I caught myself on that one. P2
right.
down.
Instead of having to push it down, why don't you
I'm
just
pushing it down right here, but it's 44. I'm gonna start with there. So
No.
I had
instead? Why don't you just put it over here? That
What?
way, it's clean. That's the whole point of a clean feed. I love this guy.
I said there, right?
If you want the opinion disclaimer on the recording, yeah.
No, I'm gonna let me do it my way because I'll do it. I'll screw it up.
Okay,
All right,
do it
so-
your way or
so
you're
here's
screwed up.
P1, P2, right?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna press this down when it goes to Pat McDonough.
If that's the way you want to do it, but
That's the way I want to do it.
that's the hard way,
That's hard.
or that's the but it's the way you're used to. So I would
That's
do
the
it that
I'm
way.
used to.
It's the way you're used to.
I'm used to it. Man, they moved the screen over here and everything like that.
Mhm. Yeah, I see that. I haven't seen that before.
Hey, hello everybody. Hey Nick, Dustin, Nick, everybody. This is a pretty special. Everything's going crazy here. Jimmy Mathis started 6 to 8, and now it's going to be 8 to 10 with Pat McDonough, who's sitting down over there. There he is, sitting down over there.
224.
That's Noah. I got to tell you a story that Noah come to my house. I gave him a couple drinks. He was Jimi Hendrix on my acoustic. No, that's another story.
I think you must have to smoke.
The UN Security Council approved a resolution.
Here we go.
Ceasefire across Syria. Joe Chief, Fox News Radio.
Come on, what a nice weather.
I recorded the weather today.
A warmer Sunday tomorrow with showers even rumble thunder times in the afternoon
I
hours.
recorded the weather
High
today.
67 and a clearing trend to Monday. The high temperature around 57. I'm Jeff Maher from the Weather Channel for Talk Radio 680 WCBM. If you need hotel accommodations for your business clients.
WCBM, the Pat McDonough Show, Ron Savage speaking. Who's calling tonight?
The Hampton Inn, Owensville, is located close to the heart of Baltimore.
Who's this?
The Hampton Inn, you'll enjoy
Arnold
the home and friendly service. Start your day out right with Hampton Inn.
And what would you like to talk about tonight, Arnold?
In a rush and no time for breakfast? Hampton Inn, Owensville provides free on-the-run breakfast bags. Available Monday through Friday. For lunch and
You got it.
suggestions.
Your caller number 2. You hang on, Arnold.
Well, direct
I'll get you right, or you're welcome.
Restaurants just minutes away. At the Hampton Inn, Owensville, guests receive clean and fresh accommodation.
Talk about multitasking.
A business center open 24/7. Plus, guests enjoy a heated
Look at this.
indoor
Why has he got the
swimming
wire
pool.
sticking
Access
500?
to the fitness center. Book your
Jesus
reservations for
Christ.
Hampton Inn, Owensville at hampton.com. Or call 410-654-2780. 410-654-2780.
As a small business owner, you make every dollar count. So
Yeah.
Go to Vistaprint.com today and you get 500 high-quality custom business cards for only $9.99. That's less than 2
I had a pretty good week.
And at Vistaprint,
I had a couple days working at
satisfaction
Pierce. It's getting
absolutely
next week's going to be busy down at
It's never
Pierce.
been easier to turn
But it's
500
always
strangers
fun
into connections.
here.
Just visit Vistaprint.com.
How do you like that,
and use
huh?
Promo code 2000 at checkout. That's Vistaprint.com. Promo code 2000. WCBM Studios are
The one-
by Safe Retirement Solutions. Ron Baroli, 410-266-1120. Safe Retirement
Wait a minute, 1 second, Pat.
The views and opinions you hear on Talk Radio 680, WCBM, and WCBM.com are not necessarily those of the owners, management, employers, and advertisers of WCBM. But they should
The
be.
Pat McDonough Show is brought to you by Rally for America.
Okay. Pat, number 2 is Vernon Park. Want to talk to you? I'll see who the one number 1 is. Hey, WCBM, are you calling for Pat McDonough?
WCBM. Time now for the Pat McDonough Show. Here's your host, Pat McDonough.
Good evening, everybody, and
Go,
welcome
baby.
to the Pat McDonough Show. Very exciting around here tonight. Very exciting. Jimmy Mathis is here with his entourage this evening, and my good friend, who for many years I've worked with Jimmy on the radio as a guest on his show, and
The guest.
we got him over here. We got him at WCBM, the Real Talk radio station, and I think it's really fantastic. Excuse me, I'm doing a radio show here, by the way.
Oh, no. It was
I hope you don't mind.
nobody heard it. Nobody heard it.
We can't hear me?
No, me. I pressed the button. I'm in a secret button. You can't hear it.
I heard it sound like a gunshot. Anyway, let's get back to our dialogue.
Bada bang.
So we're very happy to have Jimmy here, especially on Saturday nights. I got to tell you,
This
it's
is fun.
4 hours of power, the 4 power hours from 6
Yes,
till
he
8,
is.
8 till 10, the best talk radio, in my opinion, on the weekends in Baltimore or in Maryland, really. Because
Yeah.
we go all the way down to the Eastern Shore, Ocean
Yes,
City,
we do.
different areas. And to have Jimmy on here, it's fantastic. You're going to be getting a
Sound
lot of
good, baby.
information about the conservative.
one button you
viewpoint
press,
and
no one
what's
can
happening
hear.
and hearing the other side
But-
of things.
Apparently, you didn't know that.
We are so happy to have you.
I'm
Happy to
happy.
be here.
Now,
And,
can we reveal things about you, or are we going to wait a while?
Oh, you can reveal whatever you want. I got no secrets. My life is an open book, Delegate.
Well, Jimmy has made the fatal mistake of entering the world of politics. No, he's running for the state senate in the 42nd district. In case you're not, it's 42nd, right?
For a second.
And in case you're not familiar with that, that is the same district that State Senator Jim Brochin represents. York Road, Towson, Cockeysville, and Jim will tell you the whole areas out there. And of course, Brochin is running for Baltimore County Executive in the Democrat primary. I'm
Yes,
running,
he
of
is.
course, in the Republican
All right, I'll
primary.
keep my ear to grab that.
But Jimmy is
Don't you hate it when
running for
your
the
pen
state senate.
disappears?
Now, what is
Oh, you
that?
taking it? You guys take it
So
time.
at 30,000 feet,
He's
think,
they think I'm talking to myself again.
the I
Look,
three
kids.
quarter
Take
going
a
all the
bite.
way
Take it
north to
easy.
the Pennsylvania line, as far
Just
south
listen to the
as
show, listen
city
to the show.
line, over
Wow.
to, this isn't generalities here, but almost over to Reisterstown Road on the west side, and as far east as parts of Parkville, Glenarm is part of it, Moncton. So it's a pretty vast district. It's a unique district. We have Towson, Hunt Valley, Cockeysville, and then once you get north of Schwann Road, a lot of agriculture.
You had the
farms
big
and-
North County area.
Yeah. So,
Fairford, Parkton, up
yep.
there.
So it's a very diverse
Those guys are
district.
coming back in. They're probably going to
yeah.
buzz.
Been there my whole
But
life.
I-
So
I'm
it
talking.
holds a
So
very
they think
special
I'm
part
talking about
But-
myself.
in my
but I
heart, and it's
unlocked-
open secret.
No, I can't
So
tell
it's an
you
open
secret
city.
information.
That's important. And
I unlocked
have
the
thought
inner
from
door
beginning
for them.
that this was a good
So
opportunity
make sure
for
when
you.
everybody's gone, you lock that
once you get
again,
into the
or you
Maryland
check
General
it.
Asylum,
in case
You got
they-
it.
You hate me and everyone else.
Because I want concerned about your
But,
safety.
yeah, I think it's a great opportunity.
You're
And
concerned
you'll
about
do
my
a good
safety?
job. You'll
Yeah.
enjoy it down there. It'll be tough. It's a battle, but you
Hey, Ron, quick
you're
question.
used to being
You're
in
concerned about my
fights,
safety? I got a
and,
lighter.
you can handle
Yeah.
yourself in
Quick
terms
question.
of these issues and stuff that come up.
I did
So,
there.
and
There's
you
my
will be,
safety.
what is interesting, you
Quick
will
question.
be replacing
I'm freaking
a
doing the
Democrat.
shot.
It is a Republican district, and you will be replacing Jim
This
Brochu.
guy, no, these guys.
I like Jim.
I'm
I
sorry.
mean, he kind of always masqueraded as a moderate,
See,
which he
that's
really
great.
was not. He would vote
Yeah, I
on
gotta do
certain
the thing.
issues
I'll
a
ask you
certain
later.
way, which appeared
I'll
to
see ya.
create
All right, take
the
it. Stick
idea
around.
that he
Hang
might
on, man.
be a
Drink a
moderate.
Coke.
But so many times he
I gotta
voted
go.
the liberal way. But when we have you as the state senator, we're going to have someone who is actually a real conservative.
Look, I consider Senator Brochen to be a personal friend of mine. I don't have a problem with people that have a different political ideology than I do.
Well, I do.
So, no, look, it's the reason
No,
why
I'm
you
only-
have.
I'm only kidding.
I know
I'll
you
play
are.
with you
No,
guys, but
there's
he's
a
got
reason
Jimmy
why you have a
Mathis, the whole
two-party
show in there. I'll
system,
play with
and
him.
I've known Senator Brochen for many years. I respect him, and he's been a good friend to me over the
Let's
years.
see what we can do.
At the same time, I believe that we need not just a Republican, but we need a conservative in the 42nd. As you obviously know, the governor really needs 5 Senate seats to make, to get rid of to override a veto, to make it, to get rid of that.
Five Senate seats, 5 new Senate seats would make a big difference.
Right. The 42nd is one of the districts that the general consensus is that should go Republican. The Democrats tried.
So I
to
just stuck that in there.
Senator Brochen had his own
I can't be goofing around too much because I got a lot of things
So
to
that
do. I
really
can't be goofing
is one of the Senate seats that the Republicans should get. That seat simply going Republican isn't enough. We need a conservative in there, and not just to cast a conservative vote, but also to have a conservative voice. And that's something, obviously not as an elected official, but something I've dedicated the last 10 years of my life doing on the airwaves, and I will continue to do that through the campaign and whatever happens during the election. I'll continue to be a champion of conservatism because I truly believe it, and it is the path to economic prosperity. It's also the path to victory when it comes to politicians. I've said this time and time again. I'll never understand why politicians embrace conservatism to win elections and then abandon it the second that they're elected. They believe it's some sort of political liability. I will not understand that. I was talking earlier today, if you view a campaign simply as a sales pitch, you need something of value that you're selling. Conservatism has value. Again, when you win with it, you think you would stick with it. However, many don't, especially here in the state of Maryland, and you see it at the federal level also.
Well, you see it at the governor's level.
Right.
I mean, the
Right.
governor is not exactly a conservative, to say the least. But the governor views it politically, because I've talked with him about it. It is a blue state. It is a deep blue state. It is a state that is getting worse in the deepness of the blueness. And in a sense, it's not, and I've been down there for 20 years, so I've witnessed the changes. I've witnessed what has happened philosophically. I can remember when there are now 50 Republicans in the House of Delegates.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when there were 16. But the Democrats who were there were small business owners.
Right.
They weren't Tea Party people. They were somewhat conservative, and they were moderates. It was a whole different philosophy. But what has happened in the General Assembly and in the state of Maryland, there has been a major transformation because of population.
Now to play some cool
dynamics.
music.
Now the people there are just simply not even Democrats anymore. They're really radicals to a great extent, and they are extremists. For example, take recreational marijuana. They're going to push that really hard. But in addition to that, they may even push to make it mandated that you must smoke recreational marijuana. I'm kidding, but these people are so extreme. The Baltimore City delegation at one time had 42 members of the delegation. They now have 16.
Mm-hmm.
So things have dramatically changed. So you will be going into an environment down there, and I will say this, it is going to be even more radical. I hope it would change, but I think it's going to be even more radical than it is currently, because the older Democrats, who are classified simply for the most part as liberals, most of them are leaving. And if they are in Democrat areas where you can't get a Republican in there,
This is a good show.
they are going to be young people
They put
who
these
are
bright
extreme
lights.
to the
They
left.
put
They're
these
not
bright
going to be
lights.
liberal.
But that's the reason why we have a
I'm losing my
responsibility
fucking
to constantly be making the pitch on what conservatism is and making the pitch on individual liberty, religious liberty, property rights, representation for the people, by the people, things that we understand as conservatives, we need to be making that pitch nonstop. So part of our job, whether it's behind these microphones or as an elected leader, is to be educating, really, the people on exactly what conservatism is. Because if they don't understand it and they don't embrace it, then it's not going to resonate at the polling place. And that's part of the problem right now. I'll give you a perfect example, and you've been very outspoken on this. Section 8. Year after year, down in Annapolis, they are trying to mandate that property owners participate in this program, whether they want to or not.
Yeah.
That is an assault on property rights.
No question.
It's incredibly anti-American.
Yeah.
And again, you've been outspoken about it. Meanwhile, you have Kevin Cavanagh shoving this draconian legislation down our throats that the people in Baltimore County do not want.
And one of the guys in your district, one of the delegates, Stephen Lafferty, who unfortunately is also chairman of the county delegation, he is the top promoter of Section 8 housing, and he's in your district, running in that single-member district. Now, you as a state senator cover all 3 delegates, but the delegates themselves are divided into 2 districts, one district, one sub-district. There are 2 delegates in one district. There's this fellow Lafferty, and he's right in your home field, which is something where you can articulate to the people what you just did as to why what he is promoting and pushing on people is wrong.
Because the pitch when it comes to Section 8, there's 2 ways to look at it. It's compassion, it's property rights. And the left frames Section 8 as compassion.
We're going to go out with Born to Be Wild by Steppenwolf.
Again, those on the
and
right,
then we're going to come back with a band called Sweet, and they had a song called Little Willie.
Things that we would participate in.
I wonder
as
if you
Americans,
I wonder if you remember that.
If you don't control your property, then you don't own your property at the end of the day.
And the other part about it too, Jimmy, is that on the Section 8 issue itself, which is a good example of a lot of different faults, one of them being that it isn't done honestly. It isn't done in a forthright way. They say, okay, well, we're going to have Section 8 housing in your neighborhood. It all started in Baltimore County under Dutch Ruppersberger in a very strenuous way, and there was a lawsuit.
They never forgot that, by the way.
Well, the part about it is that the lawsuit itself was won by the advocates of Section 8 housing simply because the county executives refused to oppose the lawsuit. So as a result of their failure to fight and surrender, they received a judicial decree. The judicial decree is frivolous. It is a frivolous and it's a very weak judicial decree that says that Baltimore County must take Section 8 housing. Now, the first thing I'm going to do as county executive, I get the opportunity to appoint 45 lawyers, okay? Now, I'm not saying the ones in there are not good lawyers, and we'll take a look at all of them and see what they're capable of doing. But I'm going to sick, I can think of a better word, I'm going to sick 45 lawyers on that judicial decree because I know it's flimsy. Now, once we knock that out of the ballpark and it's gone, and once again, this is the radical left using what? The judiciary to form law and mandate policy against people and deprive them of their rights. They did not even go through the representative process like you as a state senator or somebody else. So
talk about this all the time. You see it at the local level, you see it at the federal level. Legislation right now federally is via the 4th branch of government, which is these regulatory agencies. It goes through no legislative process. There are no co-equal branches of government anymore. I'm speaking more at the federal level, but that trickles down obviously to the state level. And
this is a good show, so I don't want to put a commercial right away. You don't want to put a commercial right away.
It's simply not. And this is conservatism 101.
Yeah.
And you wonder, Jimmy, at the point, unfortunately, many of the good people in this state are voting with their feet. Many of the productive citizens of this state are voting with their feet, and they're leaving. We are losing the numbers. We are not having an onslaught or parachuting in 100,000 people who are productive people with jobs who are conservative-minded or moderate-minded or common-sense-minded. We are getting more and more of these radical lefties who are voting coming into our state, changing the stew in the state.
The stew.
But you wonder at some point, because this stuff is getting so radical and so crazy, will the people come to the conclusion like they did with Trump, actually, in Michigan and Wisconsin and Ohio and Illinois, where they will say, in Maryland, enough is enough, I can't take it anymore. I don't know if that day will come and there will be major changes, but I think we saw a little bit of it with Hogan because people were tired of O'Malley, and Brown was running, and he had the O'Malley hangover. People had enough. They didn't want Brown. And fortunately for us, I'm not sure why this happened, but it was the lowest turnout of Democrat voters in the history of the state, which of course benefited Hogan significantly.
It's very simple. They were very disheartened by O'Malley.
And they just didn't come out.
There were a lot of Democrats that were not happy with Martin O'Malley at all. And I'm a big fan of Governor Hogan, so this is no disrespect to him. But without Martin O'Malley, there probably is no Governor Hogan.
I don't think there's any question about that.
And without George Bush, there is no Barack Obama.
And without Jimmy Carter, there was no Ronald Reagan.
Yeah. And without Jimmy Broach, there is no Jimmy Mathis.
And without
I love you, Jimmy.
And without Pat McDonough, there is no Baltimore County. We'll be right back.
When the winter winds are howling, it's the perfect time to take on all those indoor projects you've been putting off. Frank Luber here. It doesn't have to be so overwhelming. Your prayers have been answered by the handyman from heaven. Locally owned and operated since 2008, President Stephen Capello is your blessing when it comes to all indoor-outdoor projects. And now is the perfect time to take care of interior painting, leaky faucets, doors and locks, hanging shelves, or whatever needs fixing. He'll do things on your honey-do list that your honey just can't get to. Handyman from Heaven, along with maintaining an A rating on Angie's List, has received 9 exemplary customer service awards, is accredited with an A+ rating for the Better Business Bureau, and doesn't bid to subcontractors. Call Stephen at 443-772-1788, 443-772-1788, or go to handymanfromheaven.com. Again, 443-772-1788, MHIC number 44242.
Candyman's from heaven.
Bruce Elliott here. Many of you guys know that getting your teeth fixed is something you've needed to have done for a long time. I used to fit in this category until I made my first appointment with Dr. Ed Laser at Cosmetic and Advanced Dentistry, and boy, am I glad I did. Now, life you never need to worry about painful procedures or not having insurance or even how much this is going to
take it easy. I hope everybody's doing good. Christopher Boggs, hey. Angela. Gone loco. Bethel. Mark Buddha. I already said hi to Nick. Hey, fuck it, I'll say hi again to Nick. I like Nick.
Calling Dr. Laser at Cosmetic and Advanced Dentistry today. That's 410-357-7799.
All right, already.
Make this the year you finally get a perfect smile. Call now. 410-356-7799.
Hi, this is Sean Casey, and I'm here to tell you about WCBM's newest sponsor, Clearview Window and Door Company. They're installing beautiful new windows in my home, and I can let you know from personal experience that Clearview Window and Door Company is a class act. I spoke at length with the owner. Here's some highlights of our talk. First, I asked Sam whether he offers financing, and does he ever?
We have an amazing offer.
They're taking pictures.
Down and 0%
I like my
for
picture.
7 years. It really makes a whole house window job or roofing, siding, or new entrance door very affordable for our customers.
Next, I
They
asked
love
Sam
me.
where
They
his
love
products are
me.
made, and I know you're going to love it.
All the products that we furnish and install
I know you're gonna
are
love it.
manufactured in the U.S. of A.
What about the warranty?
Most of our products have a lifetime warranty.
So please, give Clearview Window and Door Company a call at 410-668-1110.
Ron, is that guy still
That's
on the line?
410-668-1110.
Arnold's still on. I'll check again.
Or online at getclearview.com. That's getclearview.com.
WCBM, the Pat McDonough Show. Travis speaking. Who's calling tonight?
It's Baltimore's
Arnold, what's up? Oh, we were looking for you, man.
Radio Flea Market with Jay Harris,
Okay,
Sunday
and,
mornings
you're,
from 7 until 8
number
a.m.
2.
Exclusively on Talk Radio
Here's the
680
bird
WCBM.
I gotta hurry up.
Rain showers early overnight, becoming more steady late. Areas of fog, but it's warm out there. Low around 45. That's actually your average high this time of year. Cloudy areas of morning fog Sunday. Expect periods of rain, a few showers. Thunder cannot be ruled out. Highs.
Okay,
52, upper
hold on, you're
60s.
viewing.
And that slight chance of isolated
All right.
showers Sunday evening. Otherwise,
Hold it.
cloudy overnight. Dry out low in the low to 40s. Early clouds Monday gives way to a clearing sky. Highs up to 50s. I'm Todd Bork, Weather Channel. Talk Radio 680 WCBM.
And now more of the Pat McDonough Show on Talk Radio 680 WCBM.
Okay, welcome back, everybody. I'm Pat McDonough. Very excited tonight. I have my friend Jimmy Mathis.
Yeah, I told you, little freaking Willie, man.
Senate in the 42nd District, right up there along Bel Air Road and Upper North County and all those areas up there.
All the way to the Pennsylvania line, all the way down to the city line.
There you go.
Yeah.
Stay away from the city line, son. So anyway, I'm going to here. We have a call. It's Arnold in Severna Park. Arnold, you're on the air.
Good evening, Pat, and thank you for taking my call. I want to make a quick reference to you and who you remind me of. I'm not that old, but I am going into the golden age. And do you recall the name of a gentleman by the name of Fiorello Laguardia of New York?
I know him from my history.
Yes, that's who you remind me of. You are the Fiorello LaGuardia.
You mean I can read the comics on Sundays?
Of Baltimore County, yes.
That's with Fiorello Laguardia, the mayor of New York City, famous back in the 30s and the 40s. And he, LaGuardia Airport is named after him.
Yes.
And he used to read the funnies on the radio in New York City to all the little children.
Yeah, my mother, who was a little children then, told me the story about him. But I was
3095
about him today on my iPhone, and it's amazing what these things can do today. Even me at 50, I'm just blown away by all this technology.
0379.
The same thing that you are and Trump is.
Yeah, he was fighting corruption. He was a reformer.
Yeah, with the liberals, and back then, even in the 30s.
WCBM, the Pat McDonough Show, Ron Savage speaking. Who's calling tonight?
Trying to destroy our city and our life, and it was totally amazing. But I'll make it quick.
We're taking calls, James.
I have to agree. Hogan has no support from me, and I am retiring and walking.
You could ask anything you want, James.
Before I do move out, I will be voting for the local people and the congressional districts I have to be.
Okay, and your question is, because I'm going to put it on the computer, they can see.
You know, I'm sorry. I can never vote for somebody like him.
All right, thank you, Arnold. But Jimmy, I want to get back to you.
You're the very next caller, James. I'm
One
going
of
to
the
put you on.
things we
Hold on,
really
I'm going to
need
set you
to
right out on
that I
the air.
have
I'm going to
thought
set
for
you right
years
out
we
on
do
the
not
air.
have, quite frankly.
Well, thank you so much.
Not that much liberal and conservative, and that's important, of course. But we do not have an aggressive group of people in our delegation fighting. And being really
WCBM, the Pat
aggressive.
McDonough Show. This is Sam speaking. And who's calling tonight?
Because we have now become the stepchildren of Maryland.
Let me turn this down.
It's nothing.
Jesus in heaven, you know? And who's calling tonight? What's your name?
The poor baby that needs all the help, needs all the milk. We are like the stepchildren. And then second in line is Montgomery County and Prince George's County. I remember an example on the Florida House last year.
All right, Tom, what would you like to talk about tonight?
And an amendment came up to give Baltimore City children the right to ride all of the buses in Baltimore City free of charge.
Okay.
So I just couldn't take it anymore because another amendment had come up just before that, giving the
That's
Baltimore
okay.
City
What's the
school
subject matter? I'll
system
type it in
additional
so we
money
can swing
over
in
us.
on the air now.
I stood up and I hit the button and I said, Mr. Speaker, and he said, yes, delegate from Baltimore County. I said, I got to tell you, I don't know if this will do any good. It might not mean anything, but I'm getting sick.
What would be the? What are we talking about here? What should I type in the show, Pat? What to look
I have
for?
a lot of disadvantaged and poor children. Why can't my kids ride the buses for free?
Quality of
That
life.
would be a nice break for us. Everything I see going on here, it's a benefit to Baltimore City.
Oh,
We do, and you're gonna-
quality
you're
of
gonna
life
have
in
to do
Baltimore
more than
City.
ever as the new state senator.
You got it, my
because
friend. And
we
you
can
know
be
what?
outnumbered.
Thank you so much for helping. You are the next caller.
Very careful.
Yeah, Tom, we'll put you at the Saturday Night Live all over the towers of Maryland. They're going to hear you. So hold on, please. All right, you're welcome.
For the most part, I really believe this. Most Americans.
What else?
Really, we do. We want to live in safe communities. We want to provide for our families. We want a good paying job. We want to put a roof over our head. We want enough money for whatever our vices or hobbies may be in the world. From a sales, I keep coming back to the sales methodology of this. I have no problem with somebody that from
Somebody keeps calling me on the phone. You got me talking on the phone. I'm working there.
Conversation with them and try to explain why conservatism, why free market capitalism is the path to prosperity, why this is the right way, why it makes sense. I think that we have to be very careful as politicians, as members of the media, not to alienate large portions of the of the population. That doesn't mean that we capitulate to it by any means. Okay, we can still be principled in what we believe, but we have to constantly be making the case on why this is the right decision.
WCBM, this is Pat McDonough show. Ron Savage speaking. Who's calling tonight?
Educating people out there on why
this is
the
Derek from
right
Baltimore?
way to go.
We need to do
Eric.
that, but I'll tell you, it's very difficult.
Got it.
And the reason it's difficult is because there is a real lack of honesty in the culture and a real lack of honesty in the media.
Hey,
Besides
hey,
you
Eric,
and
would
I
you
and
like
a
to
few
talk
other
to in a
folks
couple
on
words
talk
to
radio
Pat
who have the ability
tonight
and the opportunity
and Jimmy?
to go out and explain things to people. Beyond that, we really don't. Right? And there is this great misinformation machine like the Baltimore Sun.
Yeah, that would be a
television,
divider. I'm with you on that.
your
So,
television,
maybe
good
we'll
friends
top
in
at
television. They
ideology
really do not cover
in
things
the politics. I'll write, and then you bring it out after that.
Term. It's a short pop bang. There's a body on the sidewalk. There's the chalk. There's the yellow tape. What's this all about? You never find out.
Hey, you're the second caller. You hang on there, Eric.
And yes, we need to stick
All right,
to
thank
what
you.
we
Thank you
believe
for
in,
calling.
and we need to
Hold on,
try
please.
to
All right.
articulate it.
All right, take it easy. You got to be on the air in a little bit.
He was an interesting
little
man.
bit.
He was only 34 years old. And he was a strange, I won't say he was a strange, he was an interesting guy.
Interesting guy.
He told me, and of course he only thought about the city, which was wonderful, but he said,
wait.
and if you ever become the leader, he said, you are going to, and this goes with what you're saying, because being the executive
0608
is different than being a legislator. He said, whenever you're the leader, you are not going to be able to worry about Democrat or Republican, liberal or conservative. If you're the leader of a city, let's talk about the city, it could be the county.
WCBM, the Pat McDonough show. Ron Savage speaking. Who's calling tonight?
Who can get the job done.
Hey, how you
who are
doing?
Competent. Because
Yeah, who's
if
this?
they are not competent and they don't get the job done, you're going to look bad. And if you
What-
look
yeah, what's your
bad,
name
you
so I
will
can
not
put
be
you on the air?
successful. So you're going to have to get people that get the job done. Now, it's got to be the job you want to do.
Oh, you don't not
Okay?
want to be on there?
But
Pat, I
I'm
believe, is
starting to
running.
develop, to be honest with you, Jimmy, I'm starting to develop somewhat of a little different vision. Not that I'm not still. a
Oh, you
conservative
know what?
and
They're probably running
populist,
around
I'm a
doing
populist
politics
also.
stuff.
But when I'm looking at my future, if I'm the county executive, I know that I've got tremendous.
But you should ask him because and you know what? I mean, I hang
And
with Pat.
if I
You
can
know, we go out
accomplish these
politicking,
challenges,
but
this county
and of
is
course I'm
going
his
to be
producer.
very,
But
very
that's a good
serious
question. I'd like to
struggle.
find
And
it
I
out.
have to
Why don't you
accomplish
why don't you
them. I'm
ask
gonna have
him?
to be tough. I'm gonna have
Steve,
to
no,
really
please,
take
because
the
I'm sorry. This is a good one.
that aren't going to
Everybody else
like it.
calls serious.
But if I don't get it done,
Steve?
it's not going to get done.
It's
This
not
is
right.
terrific.
As county executive, you would have to put.
You know, that's that. You know, so does
That's
the rest of
Baltimore
America.
County first.
And,
That's for
Has to be,
Baltimore
yeah.
City.
Yeah.
Same way that the mayor of Baltimore City is.
Day
you know,
job.
delivering
Oh, my
one of
God,
her
I can't.
constituents.
Man, you're the
Which
fourth
is
one.
why
I will
the-
make sure you get on
set
there,
up
buddy.
one of the best governing
All right, now. Hold on. I'll put you on.
You know, which is why there's a 10th Amendment. I mean, listen, you know, seriously.
Yeah, these fucking people sometimes.
We really have abandoned a republic and a representative government in so many different ways.
Son of a
It's been
bitch.
It's been a slow creep away from these
Get the
kind of
shit out of
principles. But we have, and you're right. I mean, in so many different cases, you have politicians that are not representing their constituents. They're, again, you have politicians that are supposed to be representing people in the county that you got money flowing into the city, and you have to put what is in the best interest of your constituents first.
Well, the point about that is that one of the things that I think will be different for people in Maryland, to have someone elected to a high-profile position like Baltimore County Executive, who begins to say different things than they've heard from other high-profile.
Hello, everybody.
You think,
Hello,
the mayor,
Dave Savino, Christopher Boggs, everybody
he
else.
says
And
a lot of
had
things I would never say.
great
But
show
this county
tonight. Great
executive,
show
I
tonight.
will
We have
say
Jimmy
a lot of
Mathis
things She
and
other
Pat
county
McDonough.
executives and liberal leaders in this
Ricky
state
Ray.
would never say.
Well,
I will say them.
Give me an example of something that the mayor said that you're referring to.
Well, not right off the top of my head, but I mean, in the beginning of her administration, she said that we can't arrest our way out of this problem. Well, that's a common thing that's said all the time, and it's not accurate and it's not true. When we had 66,000 arrests in 2007, we had only 197 murders for the first time.
Okay.
You can arrest your way out if the arrests are done the right way.
Well,
She said she.
But that's the problem. Also, you go back to 2005 under Martin O'Malley, where you're locking up a quarter of the city's population, you're stripping people's civil liberties away,
Wow.
you're damaging the relationship between the community and the police department. I mean, this goes back to what I was talking about during my program. You got to be very careful not to overcorrect on this kind of stuff. You know,
Well, no, it's not. It's not the question of overcorrecting. It's the question of correcting properly. New York City is an example. The New York City neighborhood sector policing is tremendously successful. It is a form of what O'Malley did, but O'Malley didn't do it the right way.
Right.
But it can be done, and it's successful. In fact, what is interesting, all the years I've been preaching and talking about the idea that the mayors of Baltimore City, not only this one, and the politicians of Baltimore City, which are a disgrace as far as I'm concerned, should have been doing certain things in public safety, and the politicians in Annapolis who were removing sentencing, reducing sentencing, increasing parole, but not hiring parole agents, all of those things contributed to a broken system on public safety where people were dying. And I preached about that. Now, all of a sudden, the governor and the mayor and the city police commissioner are on my team.
Sure.
They're doing all the stuff I talked about all of a sudden. And guess what? It's been successful.
But look, I'm not going to sit here and stump for Mayor Pugh. I'm not a Democrat. So there's a lot of things that she does that are not going to be in harmony with my ideology. But overall, the direction that the police department was going under Kevin Davis, the commissioner was doing things that I have been calling for 7 years, getting officers out of the cruisers, rebuilding these damaged relationships. I thought Kevin Davis was a good commissioner. I thought the mayor, in a lot of ways, again, like, I'm not going to agree with everything that she's doing. I'm not a Democrat, but I thought she was looking downfield on a lot of things. On getting to these kids young.
I disagree with you. I got to tell you, and
I'm going to get in trouble for trying to defend the mayor some level.
When Kathy Pugh was in the state senate, she voted for the Justice Reinvestment Act, which was a bad move. She voted for all of the reduction in sentence laws. She came to the mayor's office with that Annapolis attitude on public safety. The first thing she should have done was organize and put together the Criminal Justice Coordinating Council, which you cannot coordinate public safety and criminal justice in the city or the county unless you have strong people on that. It fell apart. It wasn't even in existence. She didn't know and she didn't care. She did nothing about it. She had 500 cops under staff in the city.
She had 500 cops under staff because officers were retiring at a record rate because of the disaster of.
But she did not make the plans and she did not make the adjustments to compensate for what was happening. These people get off the hook too easily. We dismiss things that are obvious.
Oh, they got me working hard, everybody.
This didn't happen, and that didn't happen, and she didn't do this. No, these are things she should have done.
I'm not dismissing anything. I'm not saying there's not enough blame to go around. But my question comes back to the judiciary, which very little attention seems to be paid to. Why there is a revolving door when it comes to the judiciary, and we're putting the trigger pullers back out on the street because you want to go ahead and police your way out of it. That's fine, and we can put the city under a state of emergency. But if it's going to be a revolving door in the judiciary, none of it matters.
You have to know how to compartmentalize public safety and criminal justice. What you're saying obviously is true. You understand? They are dismissing too many cases. That can be done by truth in sentencing. But they are dismissing cases. But that in itself is a separate problem. If I was the mayor of the city, or when I'm the county executive, number one, I'm going to have a court watch program. I'm going to bring in retired people, college students, everybody.
I'm with you on that.
We're going to have a website, and everybody's going to know how every judge acts. And if a judge or a public official in my county does something stupid, I will come out publicly and say something about it. I will not withhold.
Let me ask you a question real quick. Why does that have to happen through the government? NAD wasn't instituted by government. Civilians doing that. So the public outrage isn't there when it comes to
because there's no leadership. There's no real leadership. In Baltimore County, there will be leadership. For example, one of the first things we will do is we will spread out the police centers. Instead of having 7 major police precincts, we will have up to 20 police centers. That's what they do in New York. We will be your blue neighbors in your neighborhood. The second thing we will do is we will have citizens on patrol in every community. The Northwest Citizens on Patrol in the Jewish area is one of the best in the country. So I will expand.
We're going to go with T-Rex with Bang a Gong. That's what we're going to go out with. You're going to like that.
Giuliani made the difference. If you are not a leader on criminal justice, if you are not a leader with courage, if you are not a person who will stand out and stand up and speak out as the leader, if you want to be just another politician, that's what you're going to be. And see, that is what I see too much in politics today among leaders. It kind of gets about what you're talking about.
I agree
about the conservative promotion.
Right, and I agree with you, but we're talking about the executive branch, and I'm just saying it seems like there is a real breakdown when it comes to the judiciary, when it comes to sentencing, and this revolving door that we're dealing with.
Well, that's a compartmentalized issue. It's a side issue that's just as important as what I'm talking about, but it has to be addressed differently. As the leader of the county, I will have court watch. I will have people involved. I will have
Well, the
citizens.
court watch handles that. I mean, that's
No,
it's part of it.
Well,
It's on top of a breakdown.
what you were
And I don't want to put a
concerned
commercial
about,
because this is good stuff.
Right on, is where is the outrage in the city? Okay, the outrage sometimes takes leadership. All right, there are a lot of great people in the city. There are a lot of great people in these communities, black and white, mostly black and young, who want to lead, who want to make a difference, who want to do things. But they don't have the confidence in the system because the system was not speaking out. Now the system is beginning to speak out and take action, actually doing things I said they should have done 3, 4, 5 years ago. In Baltimore County, we will take that action immediately. You will know where your county executive stands. He will be in the streets with you. And when you want to protest and when you want to do things and when you want to change things, the message will be clear to the criminal element. And they're evil geniuses. They're not stupid. They will know you don't go into Baltimore County, break into a shed, carjack, assault them, because County Executive McDONOUGH will lock your ass up quick.
Well, I look forward to working with you next year.
And I promise you, I will not lock you up.
Baltimore Fitness and Tennis, 1726 Reisterstown Road in Pikesville, behind the DoubleTree by Hilton Hotel. Days can be so busy and hectic, but their convenient location makes it easy to get in, get your workout done, and get out. They have everything you need.
We're going to come back with the Go-Go's. Jenny loved this song. We got the beat and everything else.
Correct. On the treadmill, turn Fox on
That's
the
on the roll
TV
and I
and
watch.
put in your 30 minutes of cardio.
That's what I have.
If you're
It's
looking
a
for
very-
family fitness, family-friendly gym,
Very
you
wonderful.
must check out Baltimore Fitness and Tennis.
Like I said, we got Pat McDonald. We got Jimmy Mathis.
Stop in and tell them that Nino sent you for the WCBM special of $68 off your membership.
We got Jimmy Mathis. We got everybody here. It's such a wonderful night. It's great inception. Jeez whiz. Talk about Saturday Night Live. This is the top. This is the top.
Stop by or call 410-653-0166. 410-653-0166.
Are you a loved one in need of rehab or skilled nursing services? Are you looking for a high-quality experience at a reputable facility? Come see us at the Riverside, located on 543 Williams Street. I would love to give you an opportunity to be around our new wellness center. And meet it there. Our experienced team will release some top-of-the-line equipment. Call 410-575-6400 or RoyalRiverside.com.
I'm Scott.
My dog,
You can get the world's most comfortable sheets for less than half of what you pay in the store. Our sheets are made from 100% organic cotton and get softer over time. Even 3 U.S. presidents have Bolin brand sheets. Try them for 30 nights. If you don't love them, send them back for a full refund. Go to BolinBranch.com today for $50 off your first set of sheets, plus free shipping with promo code SLEEP.
It's my guy! My guy! My guy! Oh, hold on. Michael Coleman's here. There he is right there. See? I wonder if these guys see that, because I see it like my screen. I know I want to go like this, but it's like backwards. So I do this, and I do this, and that's this. But anyway, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Oh, boy.
In a rush and no time for breakfast? Hampton Inn Owensville provides free on-the-run breakfast bags. Available Monday through Friday. For lunch
Oh,
business,
boy.
Their knowledgeable team members will direct you to the finest restaurant just minutes away.
Come on with the
At the Hampton Inn Owensville, guests receive clean and fresh accommodations.
We'll find out.
Free high-speed internet.
We'll find out. We'll find out. Mike Coleman, call up.
Book your reservation for Hampton Inn Owensville at hampton.com or call 410-654-2780.
There it is! 410-922-6680. That's 410-922-6680. Call up! I want you to call up!
Faces when they see the difference we make. Describe that difference. We make places feel big and clean. We give people a fresh start, a do-over, a brand new day with birds singing and everything. And what do we say to people? All you have to
Now,
do
you
is
call up. I'm going to answer the phone. I'm going to answer the phone. And I'm going to put you in these guys, Jimmy Mathis, everybody. There. I got to watch this other company.
Or visit 1-800-GotJunk.com.
Hi, I'm Lauren, and after my grandmother received excellent care here, I decided to join the caring, compassionate Lorien family. A member of the community since 1977, Lorien Columbia is a premier nursing and rehab center that's sure to provide your loved one with the best possible care. Make the right choice with a trusted name in healthcare, Lorien. For more information, visit LorienColumbia.com or call 410-531-5300. Lorien Columbia, the original, the best.
Bruce Elliott here. Many of you guys know that getting your teeth fixed is something you've needed to have done for a long time.
Long time.
I used to fit into this category until I
You love me a long time, man.
Dr. Ed Laser.
She loved me a long time.
Boy, am I glad I did. Now, like me, you no longer need to worry about painful procedures.
You got to call. You don't want to call. You want to call me. That's what you do. 410-922-6680. That's the number you call. You call them up. I'm going to answer the phone. I'm going to answer the phone.
Even has an in-office membership plan that covers routine cleanings, x-rays, and emergency exams.
Here we go.
Its clean, modern offices are welcoming, and the staff just treat you like a member of the family. They are great. Whether you need dentures, veneers, implants, or any other procedure, do what my wife and I have both done by calling Dr. Lazier at Cosmetic and Advanced Dentistry today. That's 410-356-7799. Make this the year you finally get a perfect smile. Call now. 410-356-7799.
And now more of the Pat McDonough Show on Talk Radio 680 WCBM.
Shut up. All right. Welcome back to the Pat McDonough Show with Jimmy Mathis.
Yes.
Callers. Let's see what's on their minds. And we'll start out with James in Pikesville. James.
Tag.
James. Goodbye.
Bye.
Talk to.
It was 15 minutes.
Who is that? Eric. It looks like Eric.
Eric.
Eric in Baltimore. Here's Eric.
Yes, that's me. Yes.
Yes, Eric. Good evening.
Eric.
Good evening, Pat. Listen, it just hurts me to do this, and I don't like calling it disagreeing with you or anybody else in your show.
Well, then get off the line.
Jimmy, I have to agree with you. I don't think that everybody in this country does want the same thing. I think there's some stark ideological and philosophical differences across this whole country.
Sure.
For instance, you can look at the immigration issue, you can look at the Second Amendment issue, you can look at this welfare state that we have.
Hold up, everybody. WCBM, this is the Pat McDonough Show. Pat speaking. Who's calling tonight?
I hear you. We have different ideologies. Why don't we?
Well, you got off the line?
Again, I'm not talking about conceding any of my beliefs. I'm not talking about conceding any
Oh, hell. All right, James, don't I'll get you on.
principles. I'm willing to have a conversation.
No, I'll get you on. James,
That's
what
what
we're going to talk about again.
Okay, and there's a difference on having
Where are you calling
a
from?
difference on an ideology versus when I say you're all kind of on the same thing, you're talking 30,000 feet.
If that's okay, forget about it. I'll get you
And how
on.
we get there, we may have different paths.
No,
I'm
don't
willing
you
to
worry,
have a
James.
conversation with people. That doesn't mean that I'm going to capitulate.
You owe me one, right?
What
Okay?
I'm saying.
Nah, I'm teasing, dude. I'll get you on, my friend. Hold on. You owe me one.
Want to basically look. Let's think. There's a logical extreme to the Second Amendment, and that's gun confiscation. There are people out there who are proponents for that. There are people out there who are proponents for open borders that are in this country, live here, they're citizens, and they want a weak border or an open border.
We got that back.
You want to strip the Second Amendment that do not understand why we have the Second Amendment. So
understand their own rights.
correct. So my point is, let's have a conversation with people. It doesn't mean that we're going to flip them. Okay, I'm not that naive. But instead of just saying that they're ignorant, they're stupid, what have you, let's try to explain to them why there was an American Revolution, why the Second Amendment is the Second Amendment. Right. Some background, put it into some sort of historical context.
I want that.
The reason why people want to strip the Second Amendment, justifying this, just saying, it's not because they're bad people. They believe that is the solution to getting rid of the horrific stories that we saw in Florida. It's not. But if you shut down any dialogue and any communication, then you can't make your point if there's no open ears.
They also, those are the same people who think that government is always going to be there.
Get the fuck out of here.
Call the cops. As good as the cops could possibly be, it takes them time to get there. If you're in an emergency situation and you can't defend yourself, you're done because you can't look. If a cop comes in 5 minutes, which I think is an incredibly short amount of time, it's incredibly a long amount of time if you're standing there and you're going to be assaulted.
Eric, one of the biggest challenges that we have, I agree with everything you're saying, by the way, One of the biggest challenges that we have is reframing what the role and responsibility of government is.
Right.
And that is one of the biggest challenges this country is going to have over the next several generations, is an entire generation of Americans that believes that the government is responsible for absolutely every aspect of their lives, and not only expecting it, but mandating it.
All right, Eric, thank you for the
I
comment.
agree with Eric. This is the problem. Words mean things. And one of the words that has been bastardized more than any is right. What is a right? And the left frames this: you have a right to everything. You have a right to health care, you have a right to education, you have a right to telecommunications, you have a right to housing. No. You look at, this comes back to making the pitch and explaining what conservatism is. The Bill of Rights is a charter of negative liberty.
WCBM.
Where in the
Pat
Bill of
McDonough
Rights
show.
does it mandate that
Who's
the
calling
government
tonight?
do
This is Ron
anything?
Sapp.
It's a declaration of what the government cannot do, cannot impede from free speech, cannot take.
Well, you don't talk to me. I don't talk to you.
On states' rights. It is a charter of what the government cannot do, not what the government must do.
Listen to the show.
Meanwhile,
Where's
you have
Pat?
the word
Come on,
right to
where's
slip
that?
around where the government must provide absolutely everything all the time.
Right, and that's true. And here's one of the problems, though, the purity of
WCBM, the Pat McDonough show, Ron
the
Sapp. Who's
philosophy
calling tonight?
of representative government.
Oh, get the hell out of here! Get the hell out of
Destroyed
here!
to a great extent over the years. When Franklin told us,
Yeah,
we have given you a republic if you can keep it. And it's hard to keep it. Now,
Man, you
the
have
problem is in the modern
I
world,
want to tell you why. I
the
got you. now. I remember,
communications
I'm always remembering my head
and the
off.
mass
You had some good
communications that
fucking
affect
EVPs,
people
man. All of
is
them
filled
are
with
great.
lies, and it's misleading.
Yeah.
And it
Hey,
goes
Mike, we don't talk
against
about this.
all of these things that you have this purity of belief in, and that I have this purity of belief in. And
Separation
therefore, a simple
of
majority
the branches?
takes control of the government,
Of the
and the
branches.
majority in most cases happens to be Barack
got it,
Obama's
baby.
philosophy.
All right, you hold on,
Now,
Mike.
we
I'll
got
get you on,
lucky
baby.
here, almost
All right,
divine
my friend.
intervention. People got tired of Barack Obama's socialism and transformation of America, just like they got tired in Maryland of O'Malley's spending and taxing.
Yeah.
So we got a little bit of a break here. But here is where we have the serious problem on this idea. And I really do agree with you. I say this often. I think the average person, the average human being, wants a decent school for their children. They would like to have a safe neighborhood, an opportunity to work for a living,
That's the thing.
and a house if they can afford one.
Woo!
And of course, those things are all very important. Having a big boat is even more important.
I'm
And
not saying the government should provide all
sometimes you
those
can't
things.
get
Right.
no, the government should provide none of that.
None of that.
None of that.
Right.
But my point is that in the real world of today, we have to face the reality of today. We have a radical hard left movement in this country that controls the culture of the country, that controls the media of the country, that controls the entertainment field of the country, that controls higher education in the country. And if it does not control, then it influences beyond its extension and right to do so. Now, we can win the White House. Sometimes we may only have the White House. We can win the House and the Senate, and sometimes we may barely have them. Look at the onslaught and the attack on President Trump, because this culture and this society is so dominated by the radical left.
Yeah.
It's almost like an exorcism in process. We're
Exorcism.
witnessing. And Linda Blair in The Exorcist,
Yeah.
when her head was spinning and that green crap was flying out.
Yeah.
This is almost like a nation.
I
in
love
the
that
society,
movie.
The media and the deep state. It's like
Pat looked right at me and there's all of this shit.
So
You keep coming back to the media, Delegate. So let me ask
yeah,
you a
the
question.
media monster.
Okay.
Bada boom.
And I'll agree with you.
Bada boom.
I'll play along with this. How do you want to level this playing field? Do you want the government to do it?
You can't level it now. I don't know if it
You
takes.
keep coming back to the media, and the media is
well.
very biased. My question is, how do you want to level that playing field?
Well, how can you level it? Here's how you can level it. You can level it if you decide that the people own the airwaves and that you feel that the
Yeah,
airwaves
ending
are
song.
now a monopoly and dominated. I don't know how else you can do it unless.
Got an ending song
I mean, you really
by the
can't do it
Kingsmen,
because look at CNN
and it's called
NBC.
Perfect example.
Louis.
Let's start with
Louis,
CNN.
do you remember
He
that?
positions himself as being a
Now listen to the
legitimate
show.
journalistic.
Or you want to call up? If you
Well,
want to
right.
call up, I'm gonna bomb your
And
house. I'm gonna bomb your house.
Amber is wearing
There you go.
no
Here you
clothes,
go.
and
Thank you so
people see
much.
it, And that network is a joke, and nobody watches it. So there
Come on,
is.
man. Guess who's here? You're gonna die. My
There's the
my
free
brother,
market, okay?
my
All
my
over.
my
You
my
know,
broadcasting
all of a sudden,
brother.
you look at your eyes. I understand what you're saying, but you're traveling down the road to the fair
He
to
look-
stop.
He looks terrific.
All right? Only on the other side.
It's a
of it.
great.
Maybe
It's
maybe
freaking
not,
great.
because I'll tell you why.
That's
There were
the alumni of the
First of all,
Broadcasting
you're really
Institute. We
talking
both went to
down
school
the
and
road of
college,
monopoly
and we both
and
graduated.
monopoly doctrine.
And we were
These
on
are
there,
giant
and now you know the
monopolies
rest of
owned
the
by
story.
major
There he is.
corporations who,
He
for
just
whatever
came back
reasons,
over from
speculated about
WBAL,
that sometime,
and now he came here
travel to the
with Jimmy
far left,
Mathis.
and the reason they
And
travel
we're
to
all
the far
one
left
big happy
because
family,
the far
and he
left,
could be a
as
happy
we pointed
family
out
too
earlier,
if you call
it's
this
an attack
number.
on liberty. In other words, it's a push
I'll
for
pay
fascism.
the dime.
And that is
Call
what the
the
far
number.
left is, without question. And who controls the media? The far left. Start to put two and two together.
So there's a marriage between big government and big business. You would agree with that,
Jimmy
right?
gets well, not only that, I would think there's even more than that. I think that there is a marriage between those two elements plus a philosophical movement with an agenda and a goal.
So you're not going to have big government then all of a sudden leveling out big business.
Well, you can, because in a sense, it is not big business.
Hey, you wanna
It's just
pick a
like
song, any
gas and
song?
electric. The gas and electric company has said deregulate the gas and electric company because it is a private business. It's capitalism. The Baltimore Gas and Electric Company was a monopoly that controlled our energy. God controlled the air we breathe. They controlled the lights we turned on. So they were originally set up as a monopoly because they controlled a unique element that determined whether or not we would live or not. So they deregulated it, and then it became a business.
That's a good song.
The airwaves are
We gotta
like the
take
air
away
we
Louie.
breathe. It determines what we will learn, what we will be taught, what we will propagandize.
And by the way, go to the Jimmy Mathis Show on Facebook. Go to John Patrick Beal on Facebook, and like, share all of our everything.
Go say it again. I turned down.
And the United
Did you hear everybody? Yeah, 'cause I got a good speaker microphone in there.
Fascist propaganda. So you have to ask the question.
Hello.
Okay, that's the camera.
Or do you allow it to happen?
This is nice.
Getting into the weeds of broadcasting.
Yeah, my little sit down.
Over the airwaves. Fox is
Now that
okay,
that
so
was
I don't
over
believe
here,
that
so I had a
SEC
little harder time.
I believe in the SEC to begin with, but I definitely
But I'm
don't
glad they
think
mounted
the
that,
SEC
so I could,
should
because I'm recording this show.
Okay.
I'm gonna put it in a file.
No,
so
but
There's
can
you do us a favor?
Where we have made the mistake, and I don't know why
back
this
to our
was
show
made.
at 6:30
And I
hour
don't know why this has
and
happened.
clip out
But it is
the
here.
Roger Stone
It is
segment
like
and email it to
when
me.
the Trojan people
From
looked
here,
out over
I
their
could try.
wall,
I could try because
suddenly
I'll show you
Because
one.
Greeks were
he
there
actually broke the story.
in
And I'd like
thousands.
to.
Because the only thing.
And by the way, follow
I
Roger
have to go
Stone.
online. I have to go online.
80%
okay,
of
no,
that.
90%
That's
of
just
media
false, but I could
information,
try.
news,
Yeah, I mean it's
and
not that big a deal.
propaganda and fake
but-
news that we receive is
Just
in
58
front of us. It's
minutes.
there now,
Because what I was going to do is I was
90%.
going to
And
send
you
that
have
to
to
about
ask
30
yourself, what do
worldwide
you do about
publications
that?
that he worked
For
with.
example, Donald Trump
Mhm.
had an opportunity to buy CBS about 9 years ago. There was he
that
didn't do it.
refused to go into
There
the
was an
school.
opportunity for
Complete falsehood.
Adelson to buy a major
Yeah,
cable
it's a
network.
complete
He's a
lie.
conservative.
And he's friends with the
He
chief
didn't do
police
it.
and everything.
So
Shit.
the
And every time he
conservatives did
says
not buy
anything, a month later,
into
it
the
comes up
media.
true.
In this area, we have
That's always
the
something.
Pangione
Yeah.
family, a wonderful family.
By the way,
that
follow
owns
Roger
this
Stone
independent
when his
radio
stone's up.
station. But
Are you going? Are you
we
going to
do
Johnny
not
D's
own the
Bull Roast
airways.
tomorrow?
We do not own the voice of America.
Jesus Christ!
And it is affecting our elections. It is impacting
You know what I want to
our
do tomorrow?
determination of where our country
I mean,
is
thank
going
God
to go.
for it.
Yeah, I want to
To
sweep
me,
the
I call
floors.
it the media monster. I
Yeah.
think
I want to
it
make
is
sure
more
the kitchen's
serious
clean,
and
which it
more
is.
dangerous than
I'm
politics.
almost all caught
and
up on laundry.
politicians.
1 minute heartbreak.
Two key things, Pat, right? You
I
got,
want to
you
see
got
my
control of
ass and
messaging,
watch
you
my
got
16
control of your
slides
voice, which is the SEC.
Or either
and
that
the
or
SEC.
Hey, how's your dog, man? I love your
Oh,
dog.
Those are the two
Well,
big things,
or
okay?
if she
the
goes for a
FCC,
family in Bel
we
Air,
now control it.
taking my
And there
dog
could be
to
ways to
take my dog
determine
to Phil's Point.
that there
I
could be
just bought him
changes.
all the
But
military gear.
to me, the greatest
The
threat
military
facing
bar.
the
Yeah,
United
man.
States of
It
America
was like
is
it was
the
$80
mass
on
media in this
Amazon.
country because it can
It went on
mislead,
sale
lie,
for
omit
28 bucks.
No shit. Where was this at?
On
idea
Amazon.
of the
See
censorship
what happens is
of
if
omission
you like
that they
something
say.
on Amazon,
Just this
put it
week,
on your account, put
there
it in
was a
your
war
card,
in
and
Syria
don't buy it.
between
No,
Russia
no,
and the
I
United
was just
States.
one.
And they
Just
send
one.
you,
Most
and they
people
send you
don't know
emails
that the
when the
United
shit goes on
States
sale.
took the
What's
hell
it
out
on
of the Russians
Amazon?
in the skirmish.
Huh?
That's a good
Amazon?
thing.
Amazon.
Nobody's going to hear about it.
Hold on, I'll
Okay.
show you.
No, I
Anyways,
told this
that's
one girl
my
she's a
opinion
friend.
for what it is worth.
She's a pro
But
friend.
right now, we're
Dude,
going
this shirt.
to take a break. We have a bunch of callers. Jimmy, you can stay around if you want. 'cause
I'll
we have
stay. I'll
callers.
stay around for one more second.
All right, are we ready?
We're ready.
Let it flow.
Oh, check this out.
Yeah, this is it. Yay!
Dude, let me pick these all night. I love it.
Yeah, you pick it all night. Help me out. That's a good song, Louis.
Oh, they're telling the line. That's why there's a solo. Nope. Doing the line.
Stay connected with stimulating talk and breaking news on Talk Radio 680 WCBM.
Bye-bye.
and WCBM.com.
Oh, you got to hit that.
House Intelligence Committee Chairman Devin Nunes is dismissed.
So, Mike, I got you on there, Mike. I know you're on the line. I swear to God, you remember you called? So you're on the line. You're on the line. I know you called. So here's a call. If you're not all drinking, you should call.
That they would never have sought this surveillance warrant for Trump campaign aid if it weren't for the Trump dossier. And that charge is not taken head on by the Democrats in their rebuttal. Number two, the Republicans found that it was a political document and that this information about the funding and the sourcing with the DNC and Clinton campaign was never directly shared with the FISA court. That is not really taken head on either in the Democrats' memo. One of the most important conclusions, if you will, in the Democrats' memo is that there were multiple sources that corroborated elements of the dossier.
Fox's Catherine Harriet. President Trump is calling the Democrats' memo a total political legal bust. There's some calls for Florida's Broward County Sheriff to step down amid reports that some deputies stayed outside the school in Parkland, Florida, while the gunman was on a killing spree.
Killing spree.
The resource officer resigned after he was put on suspension.
Oh, I know. Let's read the paper. And I'm going to read the paper, and I got to put it down what the hell's going on. We'll start off with the weather. So we're going to be raining a little bit. We got the weather here. A little bit of rain. It's still going to be a little cold. And we got 3 Russian ICBMs headed immediately for us. So don't sweat the cold. No, I'm teasing.
2 deputies right now who are on restriction as their actions that day are being investigated. To be clear and fair,
Hey, we're in the 9 o'clock hour, babes. We're in the second hot hour of the Pat McDonough show.
Classes are set to resume on Monday.
Hey there.
Fox News, fair and balanced.
Yeah, it's 5 1 for a 5, or well, trust me.
On the next episode of Recipes for Disaster.
So we've got our neighbor Paul coming over tonight for a barbecue, which is why I prepared a delicious lemon rosemary steak marinade from my special collection of old family recipes. To make sure the steaks are extra tender, I let them marinating out on the counter overnight, just like Nana used to.
Maria may mean
you got an iPhone
without
charger
food
here,
safety. It never ends well.
Yes.
Or
Wait one second.
refrigerator
No
at
problem.
40 degrees Fahrenheit or below. Or you could make your friends
Dude,
and
this could be
family
fun.
really sick.
I have fucking.
Maria's neighbor Paul didn't think twice
well, no,
about
I'm
this.
gonna
I think I have
and
this is
he
why
was
I don't get
presenting his
trouble.
company's
I stay
financial
here
forecast to
and
the
it's-
board. That's
Dude, I
when a
quit
sudden
drinking,
bout of
right?
food poisoning made it
Quit drinking,
explicitly
yeah,
clear
because
that
I said
65
I
days.
said 65 days of quit drinking.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Watch
Lost
recipes
20
for
pounds.
You like
disaster.
James? I can tell, man.
Well, I
Learn
put
the
it
right
back.
steps as Maria
You look good, man.
You know what happened?
What's that?
I turned into a chocolate chunk, dude.
4 charges against former Trump campaign chairman Paul Manafort after his former deputy, Rick Gates, pled guilty.
Gates agreed to start working as a witness for the government the day after he and Manafort faced a new round of charges filed on Thursday by special counsel.
Okay, we got to do the
A
rejoin.
32-count indictment listing charges of filing false income tax returns,
Yeah, that's how
bank
we do it.
fraud, failing to report overseas bank accounts.
He comes in
and
with the
more.
Rocky Maynard thing.
Manafort maintained his
Always at
innocence
the
yesterday in a
second part of the
statement
show.
and went on to say this of his business partner Gates, quote,
Yes, sir. Yes,
I
sir.
had hoped and expected my business colleague would have had the strength to continue the battle to prove our innocence.
Yeah, get
For
the fuck out.
reasons yet to surface, he chose to do otherwise.
Fox's Molly Hennenberg. The 3 days.
I'll show you that it's in.
Concluded today, but not before the release.
Well,
of
that's congratulations,
CPAC's
man. That's,
annual straw poll.
You got 93% approve of the job the president is doing. The conservative.
It's pretty good, man. You quit drinking like that.
Thank
you.
I've got like 1% now. It's fair. You got a charger around there?
Hold on, wait a second. I got to show you something. I just realized that Leonard Mitchell just joined us. Leonard Mitchell is we work together down the pier.
Okay.
He is the guy who jumps. He's a frog man.
Oh,
and he jumps in and all the like, bird sediments and crab sediments and turds.
Yeah.
He gets them out. Otherwise, he'll get caught in the propeller. So God bless Leonard. God bless you. And then he comes out with a cigar. I think that was a cigar we smoked. Nah, he's my buddy down there. He's local 333. Local 333, you there? Longshoreman, yeah. So there.
Okay, Ron, you got to hook the brother up with an iPhone charger.
Okay, 1 second.
Yeah,
We're coming right in. And as soon as I hit the commercials.
Oh,
I'm gonna
okay,
get
as soon as
there.
they're back on. Okay.
You know, I will never forget about you, brother.
U.S. Capitol.
Never.
My phone's blowing up and I got 1% charge.
Bam.
Rain
Oh,
showers
so
early
good.
overnight, becoming more steady late. Areas of fog, but it's warm out there. Low around 45.
Okay, my friend. Don't you want to say I'm not still? I would never spill on you, man.
Yeah, that's famous last words from
Here you
Mr.
go, man.
Oh, perfect.
There you go. See, I got the charger. I got the charger.
Bruce Elliott here. Many of you guys know that getting your teeth fixed is something you've needed to have done for a long time, but you put it off. I used to fit in this category until I made my first appointment with Dr. A.P.S. a cosmetic and advanced dentistry, boy, am I glad I did.
Oh, I'm sorry, man.
You know what? Let me run up to my car real quick. You can eye out thing.
I'll look out for you here. I'll look in the secret television security camera. In the secret television security camera.
Is quick, high
I just
quality
got to. I'm gonna shout.
Dr. Laser even has an in-office membership plan that covers routine cleanings, x-rays, and emergency exams.
This is really good stuff.
Modern offices are
There he is.
welcoming, and the staff
There he
just
is.
treat you like a member
There he
of
is.
the family.
There he is. There he is.
Whether you need dentures, veneers, implants, or
There he
any
is.
procedure,
There he
what
is.
my wife and I have both done by calling Dr. Laser at Cosmetic and Advanced Dentistry today. That's 410
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
7799. Make this the year you finally get a perfect smile. Call now. 410-356-7799.
I'm doing a couple commercials. And then we're gonna. You can call. I'm doing a couple commercials. You can call.
Would they enjoy
Call this
freedom,
number.
housework,
This number.
dynamic and engaging recreation pursuits?
I'll pick up the phone.
Encore Turf
I'll
Valley
pick up the
Assisted Living
phone.
is the perfect home away from
And I'll get you right
You'll
to
enjoy
Pat.
old friends
I'll
and
get you right
new
to Jimmy.
ones, be
All of them.
entertained,
We'll always
exercise
do that.
mind and body, all while being in a warm, caring community that can support your needs of today and tomorrow. Call today to schedule a tour that will wow you. 410-461-7070 or online at Encore.
Jesus Christ.
Broadcasting from the WCBM Safe Retirement Solutions studios. Call Rod Baroe, 410-266-1120. SafeRetirementSolutions.com.
The views and opinions you hear on Talk Radio 680 WCBM at WCBM.com are not necessarily those of the owners, management, employers, and advertisers of WCBM, but they should be.
And now more of the Pat McDonough Show on Talk Radio 680 WCBM.
Okay, we are back. We're getting into discussions that are too deep, too philosophical, too extreme. I'm starting to get a headache. All right, we're going to talk to some of our callers who have been waiting and are starting off.
Ain't this fun? We're having a freaking ball.
Where is Tom? Here's Tom.
Hey, Tom.
Good evening.
Hi, Pat. Good evening to you and Jimmy. Listen, I'm a retired gentleman. I live over here in West Baltimore section of Baltimore City, Hunting Ridge 10 Hills area. The same neighborhood retired Mayor Sheila Dixon lives in. I wanted to call you. 2 weeks ago, you had a conversation, and I was driving at the time and couldn't. And it was two different callers extolling the virtues of living in Baltimore City. How wonderful the mayor and the city council were. They made it sound like it was a Shangri-La to live in. But I have a little bit of a different point of view I'd like to give you.
Somebody's at the door. Did you hear that?
If it would be appropriate to call tonight, but
Yeah, sure. Go right ahead.
I think I should. A couple of weeks ago, we have recycling here, and the house I live in, individual home, property taxes like $5,000 a year. We have once a week trash pickup, once a week recycling. And the recycling comes early in the morning, and I have my own large recycling can that I purchased. The gentleman came and accidentally threw it in the truck and destroyed the can. Within 15 minutes, I called the 311 number to alert them that this had happened.
Yeah, Kerrigan.
A gentleman from Public Works did come out to the house.
Yeah,
and met
Devon
with me, and he
Savage,
said,
Well,
"There's
she
nothing you
knew.
can do.
You know what?
You
Where the
need to
rub
call
was?
the law department
Was the
and
rub
file
with
a
me?
claim." And I said, "Gee, that's a
Right.
lot to go through for them."
He hated Ray.
The
Ray
first
doesn't.
time ever,
That's
I
what
lived
And,
in
and that was the rub. He couldn't
years,
stand it.
I had
Because
never
Ray told him to go
called
fuck
City
himself.
Hall. I
Yeah,
called
yeah.
the
Oh, we're
council
online,
Chris
too.
Burnett's
Okay.
office.
Yes.
Well, Ray told us
That's okay. We can save it. Somebody fucking.
because he said he didn't believe in
But I
that
got
radio.
his assistant on the phone, and she
Hey,
was very
Ray got
nice.
into
She
it.
said, look,
And he was basically,
I have top-level contact people that I can call will resolve this for you by tomorrow.
and then when I agreed to do a show, you went
Now,
on the
now,
show.
sometime now, we both did our shows, and you said he was a teacher, but remember, you also
carried black
Yeah,
trash
exactly.
can.
the wedding singer sang somebody.
Put it on my porch and left. The can looks like something.
Evidently, I've got mice in
an
my house.
alley where
You got mice?
Yeah.
you know, folks
Puss
just
in the
room
window.
it out.
Yeah.
Believe it or
I'm on the
not,
second floor. Once in a while, I have little mice come up.
Well, she
And I'll put the traps up as little hand grenades.
she cleaned out her closet and she said there was a mound of
droppings in there.
mouse poop like 2 inches
And
high.
they left this on my
So
porch.
evidently,
So what do you think happened? Was
So I
it
got that
on
round,
purpose
that
because
high.
they didn't like you
That's
calling
not a
them,
fucking
or it was
mouse.
just the
no,
normal
it's only, no,
competence
there
of
was
the
a
city
mound of little
administration?
mouse poop.
Oh,
So they're going to say that must be their place where they go.
When they said they smell it,
So Tommy killed.
Yes.
yeah.
There, and this is a
I gotta be real
quality of
careful
life
with the
issue,
poison, though,
you
because
know,
I don't.
it's
Yeah,
the
man.
most disrespectful
Please.
thing I've ever
Look
done.
Oh,
at
I
Betsy.
know.
I'm behind you, but that's
You know where they live?
Well, all right.
In
Well,
my
make
drop
it short. Did you
ceiling,
call them
in my
back?
basement. So I put the
called back
poison in the
to
drop
8
ceiling.
times and never got a return phone call.
Oh my goodness.
But I guarantee you, gentlemen, that when they have the next community meeting and when these folks come at election time, I'm going to be present. I'm only sorry I don't live in the county, which will happen within the next year. You folks have really touched on some good points tonight, and I just wanted to call it. It may seem like a lighthearted thing, but it's the old pebble in the shoe.
I'm going to throw these commercials on, and you're going to need to look for a song.
Okay. Taking over other areas, and I just thought I'd bring that to your attention.
Oh, okay.
Oh, thank you, Tom.
Look, Tom,
Wow.
quality of life issues are significant. The problem is we've seen
Spot,
an
oh,
increase
get a
in quality
promo
of
now.
life
It's a
in
fucking
Baltimore County.
Okay.
A lot of the issues that
Promo
persist
is
in the city are transferred
3095.
into the county right now, and by design. And let me tell you, that is frustrating to a lot of people that live in the county.
Yeah.
People should not be dismissed.
I hear you.
No,
Issues.
no, it's very important. When I go out and talk to people, I always ask them 3 questions. I
Wait a
say,
minute.
Number one, do you think the county is better off than it was 5 or 10 years ago? The answer is always no.
WCBM,
Are
Tom.
you satisfied with the condition of the county right now? Do you feel happy? Do you feel
WCBM, Pat McDonough Show, Ron Savage speaking. And who's calling tonight?
No.
Hey, how you doing? Who's this?
They did a
Oh, Fred! You know, I was waiting because I was like, something's really wrong here, and I was just going to leave. I couldn't. And then I realized, Fred didn't call. But I tell you what, man, we got a hot night tonight. You know, Jimmy's here, and it's like kind of everything's like, oh, it's crazy here. I'm really off. They won't even let me sing. But what part of town you in now, Fred? Are you around your way, or are you riding around?
People are, they see
On the hood, I'm
the
ready.
future of Baltimore City. They don't want to go to that. It's like that.
I'm gonna rate
city
that.
on the hill, well, that city on the hill, Baltimore City, they want to go there. And they want a leader, or they want leaders like you and me that are going to make sure that doesn't happen. And that takes some courage and it takes some.
And Fred, what would you like to talk about tonight, my brother?
Politics as usual in Baltimore County. And I tell people all the time, I
Hey,
say, if I don't
beautiful,
win this
beautiful.
job, in 4 years
Legislation
from
in Annapolis, we'll say.
waving of a magic wand, somebody comes to me and says, look, we changed the rules. You don't have to get elected county executive.
Fred, you're going to be the fifth call. 1, 2, 3. No, I'm sorry. You're going to be the fourth call. I'll make sure you're on the
4
line.
years later.
Hey, you take it easy. Good hearing from you, Fred.
I can't fix
Okay.
it now. It's gone.
You too. That was Fred. I love Fred. He's a great guy. I mean, he's a liberal. He's a very he calls in the daytime, and he gives them help. But so after all these characters, he was there with Tom Mark, God rest his soul, and he's just one of the. You hear his voice right away. Oh, wait a minute. Now it's time. Now it's time for Jack to pick out a really cool song. Go, Jack!
Okay, pull them up. I was gonna say, this is your mousetrap, not mine.
When you talked about mouse poop, and I didn't know.
I like beer.
Steve, you hung up, but you were hanging on for 3 days, so
Yeah, you
you
was.
understand.
I told him these people are hanging on, babe.
You can call us back.
Tommy
Because you
James.
did hang on for a very
Tommy,
long
bro.
time. All right, here is James in Pikesville. James, good evening.
I'm dizzy.
James, you hung on for a semi-long time.
I told you
Are you
they were
there?
up there, man, and you're going to hang on the fucking phone.
Well, you got to speak up, James. We're on the air now. We're breathlessly waiting here. We're very
WCBM,
excited.
the Pat McDonough Show, Ron Savage speaking, and who's calling tonight?
Yes, go ahead, James.
It's Lori
Earth
from
to James,
Dundalk.
Earth to James.
Oh, I can't believe it. I
There's
can't.
someone there. Let us know.
Oh,
Do you have
my
oxygen? Is there oxygen left, James? I guess James
Well, I'll tell you
tried.
what,
There was an effort.
It's a heck of
There
a
was an
night
effort of
tonight.
some sort there. Here is
It really
Mike
is. We got.
in Parkville. Mike,
I'll
good
tell you
evening.
what. Lord.
We're fine, thank you. Yes,
Oh
we
my
can.
God, yeah.
Great.
I mean, it's beautiful. We got a bunch of people here, and I got my friend who also is alumni at the Broadcasting Institute of America. He's here.
But even though they're different.
Oh, I just got to sit and break down.
Okay, well, hold on. Hey, oh,
I
listen.
think they have.
Lori, what do you want to talk about? I'll put it in.
Democrat Party.
Well, there's no question about that. The governor's having a.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I just feel a lot of the problems.
Remember, this is a Jimmy
Johnny
Mathis
O?
show.
Guess what? You're on. Johnny O. There you go. I'm not even writing on this. I'm just with Johnny O. And I even spell it Jonny to catch his eye. So, because I know that sometimes he's Mr. Webster with the big. But you know what? You're caller number 3. Hold on. Lori will get you right on. Thank you. You're welcome. See, after a while, you know some people. That's Lori from Dundalk.
I'd actually, she's a caller in our show.
Oh, man. See?
Yeah. Dude, we were jam-packed with callers.
Bet.
That is Matt.
Oh, yeah, you were. God almighty.
There was no
WCBM,
reason
the Pat McDonough show, Ron Savage. Speaking who's calling tonight, please.
Drunk drivers, very unique sentences.
This is the world famous Ron Savage, and hold on to your hats because I'm going to come out with some kind of special hot wings in the summertime.
They would be held accountable, and that message was sent.
Well, if you're on my Facebook, you see me. I am jumping around like what you said.
When it comes to the revolving door.
I got to keep it on the Disney Channel. Hey, listen.
There's a problem with it is I'm not being dismissive of this. For the most,
spell your name. I got to do it just like everybody else.
At the homicide rate in Baltimore City, it's bad people killing their.
That's okay.
It doesn't mean that there's not.
No, you're not. No.
People, they get caught up in the dragnet involved. So I'm not being dismissive of this.
Oh, I'll tell you what. Spell your name, and I'll pick out a song that you would like.
To run with it, and it's good red meat for.
That's all it is. That's all it is. There are no investigative reports there.
And what part
When
of
was the last time Johns Hopkins, besides doing studies on guns, did a study on violence?
No,
now, when we say these are bad people,
and a few words, Will,
that's very true.
what would you like to talk
but
about?
The fact of the matter is, how did they get to be bad people in 2 years? Nobody's really taking a hard look
gun
at
debate?
how
Okay, let me
that occurred, okay? The other part about it is that
I'm going to
the
take that
people in
in.
Baltimore City are in a very tough position.
Okay, I just put gun
If they
debate.
stand up
And now we're going to go.
work together and have unity.
I need
They
2
can't
songs.
find
Okay, what
leadership
would you like to hear tonight?
in the city council?
We go. I'm looking at Tom Petty. All Tom Petty.
And the mayor, this mayor is starting to move a little bit because the problems are so overwhelming.
Rare
so
earth.
outrageous, she has no choice.
That's a good. He always be
elected. I'll tell you one thing I'd like to see happen in Baltimore City is these runoff elections, nonpartisan runoff elections. You don't run with a party, Democrat, Republican. You don't run with any party. And then the top 2 people,
Rare earth.
who get the top 2 most votes, they then run off
No, we
in a
don't.
general election. Because
wait a minute. Yeah, we do. Now, which one do you want? Rare earth. We got. I know I'm losing you. Okay, we're gonna have that, and then we're gonna go with
Look, the other part of this, Mark Levin talks about this all the time. You have to be operating.
I got Tom 2 minutes. So there you go. Hey, look, I got.
Major U.S. cities, you're not. So law and order and all this stuff.
Wait a minute, we already had dragon line. Bang.
And
Okay.
when you have
I'm sorry, Rare Earth. I know I'm losing you.
I don't
I'm gonna take that out. I'm gonna bring this in when we're going out. That's your song, and we're gonna have another song. Look, you hold on, so I get one.
The legislature, police, or whatever.
Thank you very much, folks.
And when you have a 16-year-old
Okay, this is all you. This is all you now. It's all you now, man.
That's pretty challenging.
Well, the reason is because they're part of the largest industry in the city of Baltimore. The industry in the city of Baltimore that functions 24 hours a day and makes billions of dollars is the
What
drug
did you want?
industry.
Which one did
And those
you
young
say?
people work for the drug industry right away when they quit high school or they don't hang around high school. They immediately go to
We'll
work
just go to
as
the Rascals,
mules
Rare Earth.
or mules.
I just
for
want
the
to
drug
celebrate.
industry. The generals sit in their Lexus and their Mercedes Benz up on the street under the street light. This is a
hit
major
the road, Jack.
industry in Baltimore City. The drug industry is a major.
Go to Ray.
It is a top 10
Ray,
business
Charles.
in the United States, and in Baltimore City, it's flourishing. I do see movement. I do see movement.
There we
I don't
go.
see a lot, but I
That's
see some
perfect.
movement. We'll see how far it goes. I wish them well.
Now I got to answer these
WCBM,
verbal
the McDonough
listeners.
server on Saturday. Speaking, who's
You've
calling
got
tonight?
to
Huh?
start right at the beginning and put the fire out in the house before it burns the house down. That's
Oh,
why I
Steve
say
from Bel Air.
leadership. Giuliani, Mothers Against Drunk Driving made a
No,
difference.
would you like to talk about?
Giuliani made a difference. Winston Churchill made a difference.
Oh my God, you don't want to.
People
That
and
please
organizations
stay
and
on the line.
movements can make a difference
Great job.
if you're determined.
All right, just
to
hold
do
on,
it.
because we'll get to him, man.
I'm
Hold
always
on, please.
concerned that you're not stripping this.
He wants to ask him what the day job is. I'm dying.
You know, it was a question with the new commissioner. We held a little kickoff press conference where he said, we're going to do things different. We're going to target the bad guys. We're going to be more aggressive in policing. And a question that came up time and time again was, how do you plan on doing that? You have Kevin
Yeah,
Davis,
come
who
on,
I thought was doing a good job.
Right, God.
They were
Dude,
trying
our
to
Facebook is so meaty.
Our Facebook
going
page.
after the trigger pullers.
Jesus,
He
is it,
was
man?
prioritizing his
And that's what you
resources.
have to do.
He
My
was getting
Facebook
also
page
out
is blowing up too.
one of the things that needed to happen. Again, it's a slow
Here we
turn.
go.
It's not going to happen overnight. It takes a long time to rebuild.
And then you got to find where the
very
pause
dense
is, where it
relationship
starts moving.
between the BPD and the citizens in Baltimore City. He was taking steps in the right direction. Now, you're right. You can look at what Giuliani did. There's also a lot of
And not only Giuliani, I use him as an example because he's famous, but the current New York neighborhood police sectoring.
One of our
program
callers
is the biggest
was
success
Rare
in the
Earth.
world.
I know I'm
They
losing
have
you.
dropped down heroin, they've dropped down cocaine, they've dropped down neighborhood crime tremendously because they are there. They are there.
Yep.
All right, we're going to take a break. We'll come back to our callers.
Your love is fading. I feel it fade.
Oh no!
We're at the post and we're off. DeLorean Holy Rock Nursing and Rehabilitation Center.
And then hit the road, Jacks. We're gonna come back with that, Jay.
That's perfect.
We're gonna come back with that.
Living. Win, place, or show. Make the
Jesus
wager
Christ!
with
What the
us.
fuck am
Win with our state-of-the-art rehabilitation center. Place yourself in our
Dude, one night I'm gonna
private
have to stay
room.
here.
Let us
And,
show
You gotta stay. Gotta stay.
No, I want you to teach me to board here.
2934. I fucking love
Hit the
it.
wire with Lori and
23.
Holy Rock and experience the winner's circle of
616.
comprehensive affordable health care.
Bruce Elliott here. Many of you guys know that getting your teeth
That is
fixed is
not the
something you
goddamn.
needed to have done for a
All right, that's
long
a
time,
promo.
but you put it off. I used to fit into this category until I made my first
By the way,
appointment with
Lori,
Dr.
the caller
Ed
of
Laser,
ours.
a cosmetic and
Oh,
advanced
she is?
dentistry.
So is
Boy,
Will.
am I
Yeah.
glad I did.
Will
I
actually
think you
works
no
at
longer
the
need
bar
worry
that
about
we used to go
painful
to. Jerry
procedures,
told me to
not
have
having insurance, or even how much this is going to set you back financially. Because
I'm
Dr.
telling
Ed
you,
takes the
CBM
hassle
ain't gonna
out
believe the
of
ratings
cosmetic
we get
dentistry. It's quick.
Well, I'm
high-quality
excited. I
services,
knew
won't
that.
cost
I'm
you
pretty
a fortune.
excited, man. I mean,
Dr. Laser even
this
has
is a good thing.
Well, the kid that Zach,
Zach's a good guy.
he couldn't figure out how to call out on that phone.
Has clean, modern offices.
On what phone?
That phone?
Staff just
This?
Yeah, he couldn't
just
figure
did
out how
it.
to.
You just press
Whether
one
you
line,
need
man.
dentures,
Push any line.
or any other procedure, do what my wife and I have both done by calling Dr. Laser.
He couldn't figure that out.
Okay.
I had to call Roger Stone. Roger Stone had to call.
Watch this. I'll put Jimmy Mathis promo on.
This the year you-
Yeah! That's a
Deal.
fucking. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Tina's here, everybody. Tina's here. Everybody after the show, go to Tina's house. She's gonna make us pizzas and Jello. Mhm.
We make places feel big.
I mean,
I like
yeah,
creme brulee.
that's right.
Brand new day with birds singing and everything. And what do we say to people? All you have to do is point. Whatever you're pointing at will disappear. We work until midnight, 7 days a week. So you never have to take
And then
off
the
work to
weather.
meet us. We can usually be there in about 90 minutes. Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
The expensive mattress you're considering buying is a waste of money because it isn't customized to you. Hi, I'm Christian von Rickenbach, founder of HelixSleep.com, the only place to get a customized mattress starting at just $600. Just go to HelixSleep.com, fill out our 2-minute sleep survey, and we'll design a mattress made just for you. With a 100-night sleep trial and
Damn it! I forgot to take the shit off.
For a limited time, get $50 off your
It's
mattress
okay.
order when you go to HelixSleep.com/talkradio.
Shit.
That's HelixSleep.com/talkradio.
That's okay.
Sundays at 9 a.m. for Radio Mass of Baltimore.
That's okay.
The
Because I
live
told you
the Sunday
once.
Mass
Hey,
from St.
say hi to
Mary's
everybody.
Church in
Because
downtown
they're gonna say hi. Tina
Baltimore.
says you gotta say hi. You gotta say hi.
Hello, Tina. Nice to see you.
From the Archdiocese of Baltimore on Talk Radio 680 WCBM.
You.
The Jimmy Mathis Show can now be heard right here on WCBM. Join me, Jimmy Mathis.
I did that. I did that.
8 p.m., where we will break down the stories that matter to
Oh,
you.
he's having fun.
The Jimmy Mathis Show brings you Maryland's biggest news.
What's better than doing radio?
Names in
Oh,
politics.
Sex.
Straight
Yeah, it was sex. Yeah, and I tell people,
Then again,
I'm doing the shit I got hollered at in school for.
Maryland's voice.
You're not getting WKRP.
With WCBM, sponsored by Random Services.
I hope everybody's having a good time.
Rain showers early overnight, becoming more steady late. Areas of fog, but it's warm out there. Low around 45.
Yeah, man, just, you know, I just love running this shit. And, you know, it's like, I just didn't put too much of a program because everybody want to be on the mic. Well, I got the Ron Savage show. I was on the mic 5 years, man. I mean, I got so much program. My big thing was getting known. I got known good. And then I had Night Traveler with Ron Savage. I brought Paranormal and Sinatra. Man, you can't.
No.
Here we go. What the hell?
And now more of the Pat McDonough Show on Talk Radio 680 WCBM.
No music? I have no music? There's no music.
It was. I was waiting for you guys to sing.
I'll go acapella for you.
Can't play
I was waiting for you to sing. I was waiting for you to sing.
I thought you were going to play Disco Duck. All right,
Disco,
we're
now
going
you
to
can-
go to Laurie and Don Bob. She's been waiting for a while. Laurie, good evening.
We got a problem here.
Yes, we can.
Hi, Johnny. Nice to hear you. Jimmy, I'm sorry.
How you doing, Larry?
I'm thinking of Johnny. Oh, come on.
No, I'm gonna play Disco
Johnny
Duck.
Mathis?
Let's see if we got Disco Duck.
Yeah, that,
Johnny Angel.
no, I don't
Title.
think. It's nice to hear you back on the radio.
Good to be back.
That gentleman about the trash, about the recycling, that's the gentleman I
Disco
called a
Duck.
couple weeks ago now, with the rat container. But I just saw the.
Wait a minute. Was the rat dead or alive?
Oh,
It was a deceased rat. Okay.
let's go to Disco Duck. Okay, now I do the title. I just double click and you'll get your ABCs in line.
Okay.
He always gets
Jack.
one.
See right here?
Yeah.
So I'll just go. Who wants Disco Duck? Oh, wait a minute, shit. H I know.
Disco Duck.
Shit,
Right
don't have
there.
it.
Yeah, it is.
Where's
Disco
it?
Duck. Rick Dees.
Disco?
Yeah. Rick Dees and his cast of idiots.
Ah! I want to get him with
Oh,
this.
so you just single click, so they load it.
Yeah, see here, here, title. I'll double click it and you
Well,
go.
Johnny O,
it
the
goes
sun
nuts.
is
It'll go,
not the
different.
bomb.
When that's already set, go to the next one.
No, it's the sun.
There it is. See, it takes a second. Now I'm always
You would
indifferent.
vote for a dead rat?
Now in show elements, they don't show you on your book. So I gotta look at Pat McDonough show. Look at Pat McDonough show. I make sure that he's got some other things like the rejoin. I make sure I always have my rejoin.
Yeah.
And now Pat, he's got his own little
stick thing.
like he's always play music, but he wants this. You know what I mean? And now
Ed Byers.
at 20 off, see it's 20th or 20th, 20th or 20th or 20th, and at 20 off.
Listen, just
next
go
break,
to my Facebook and leave
he
your
wants-
email
he
there, or
wants
go to
the-
my
this is a
website,
different kind of a-
or call
come
me.
on
I'll
out,
give you my
like, come
office
on.
number.
It's a good song. It is a good song. So we'll do that.
238
But first, I got
0025.
I don't know where I stopped.
Oh, very good.
I stopped at the weather. I had
So
to.
what show's on at midnight?
Eddie Byers is a legend. Did you know that?
Is it pre-recorded?
Yeah.
Oh,
Show
He's
at
the
midnight. I
greatest
think it's
car
midnight.
man that ever. He used to work for my father.
That's 11.
It's the greatest.
No, the
car
11
man that
o'clock
ever
is
lived.
lifestyle. Like we got Rudy Max's World with the Carries. They travel all around and they sell a lot of, like pillow commercials. You want a plane?
Oh,
Here,
that
I got
guy.
a stiff neck.
The
Here, take a
commercial,
stiff
yeah.
neck. Here's a bill. And at 12 o'clock.
Scott
Christ,
Hammond,
man, I
yeah.
can't.
And
I
his
can't.
son Pete Hammond.
This is
who
my
now
magic
works for the mayor.
golden mic plug-in, not the golden mic that Jim Morrison had, but I'm trying to, you guys start
All right,
listening.
Laurie. Thanks for calling in. We're reminiscing.
But then I go over here.
Everybody's listening out there going, Eddie Byers.
What the
who's
fuck
Eddie
was that?
Byers? Who's he? Good is that?
This
Eddie
is
Byers,
I
who's
told
that?
everybody, you motherfucker.
All right, here is.
That's going to
I
bottom.
don't know whether I should
Now here,
do this to you, Jimmy.
that Sunday,
Here's Fred.
and there's your.
Fred, good evening. How we're doing?
Hey, how you doing?
WCBM, the Pat
I've heard
McDonough
this
Show. Ron
before.
Savage speaking. Who's calling, please?
I sent you a check.
Hey, Mark,
No.
we're part-time, Mark.
How much was it?
$25.
All right.
Okay, and what would you like to talk about tonight?
Yeah, I know we
With
are.
Pat and Jimmy.
Are you familiar with the legislation that's going on in Annapolis about the HBCU?
Oh, my God.
Yes, the HBCUs, yes. The
Yeah.
colleges, yes.
You know
What do
what?
you want me
You
to
took
do?
the words
What
Mark
do
right
you
out of
think
my mouth.
about state teams?
It's like, first a kid, Then the
Because
freaking
the
idiot at
colleges get
Vegas.
plenty of money
and then, I don't know.
already. They get
But I'll
more
tell you
money
what,
than
I'm gonna
Towson.
make sure you're on the air tonight. So hold on, Mark.
That's
please.
true.
Thank
Well,
you.
it's what I
I like
believe.
Mark.
That's what you want to say. Jimmy,
No.
don't you think also,
Mark is like 100%.
I'm gonna have to side with Pat on this one, to be honest with you, Fred.
you think that the HBCUs get too much money at the state?
They don't get too much, but they get enough.
These are regular coins. These are regular fucking coins.
Yeah,
We
we
gotta
get
stop
Theodore
suing.
from Royster's
What are
Town.
those guys doing all that
Basically
money?
just calls us
Regular
racist.
fucking coins.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, why is
So I gotta find out where the fuck was that, man. All right, we just did that. So,
And they were
all right, I'm gonna do Charles Parish.
So,
Come on,
the
Charles
state's at fault. So why are we comparing?
Usually I mark it off, but we had so much excitement. I'm
I
gonna
don't
say,
get it.
you know,
Because
it's okay. I'll get it. I'll play.
it's not
Guess
fair.
what? I'll play
Look
anything
at
I
the
want. How's that?
budgets. Every time I'm down there,
So
Morgan
here,
does very well. Morgan's a
When I'm
wonderful
looking for
school, does
commercials,
very
man, I
well,
just
but the University of
See, I got
Towson
this.
is not doing so well. They have
whenever
problems
you're looking
compared
for a
to.
commercial,
Why should we
commercial,
continuously sink
I'm going into this
extra
part. I already
money
did
into
that.
the Morgan
And I'm going to
business
this. That's 05.
disciplines? And,
What I do
and
is I
the
press
University of
control,
Towson is
and
having
S.
problems
Okay.
funding
And
theirs.
then I go
That's not
05
fair.
30.
You have to have
And I'm already in the
balance.
spots. Right? So then I go
It is
05
Fred, I
30.
gotta
Now
tell you.
I'm just saying I can go PSA.
There are so
do
many
the same
things
thing,
I could
but
tell
I'm
you
in the
about how
spots.
unfair life
If
is.
you ever get off
Let me
of this, the
start.
spots, man, you
Yeah.
click on
I
me.
only got a half hour, by the
And
way.
I'll go.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But anytime, man.
Anyway, you guys are talking about the state of Maryland, the Democrats controlling everything. You know, you talk about
And okay, and that says commercial. That's a promo, so we'll go over here with the promo. But all these are commercials. And spots.
Yeah.
So again, control
They
S.
get more money
Yeah.
than anybody
Oh,
else.
07.
That Fred, I do take issue with. The schools in Baltimore City are not
And then what I like to
underfunded
do.
at all, and I've been asking for this for
Okay.
years.
Now, these are
We're
gonna be
not
all the
doing
spots
what
for
we're
the
having
first part.
Mhm.
And
This is coming in
do
20 up.
a real
So this
full
is
public.
2,
Find out
3,
where
3,
this
3,
money
3,
is
4.
going. I'm not saying the money is
What did
making
they
it to
lose,
the
Jimmy?
kids.
50 million?
It's more than that. It's like $70 million. Well, that's the question, Fred.
Who's watching the $50 million?
You're Fred.
Your
Okay.
Mayor Sheila.
No, they
Your
automatically
friend
play,
Sheila.
right? Once you hit.
Oh, shit, yeah.
Blake.
Okay.
Blake.
But you have to make
Was
sure
it Blake?
It's not.
the pod. I'll play this, and as long as he's
Well, he's just another
Don't
Democrat.
stop right
What's he
here. I'm
doing?
going to do a song. Then we're going to go with that.
To the general. Look,
So
my
here's
point,
image
Fred,
promo.
is it's not a funding issue. All
309,
right.
309.
The
Image promo.
solution to this is
Some
not
going for
pumping more and
15.
more and more money.
Now see what I
It's
did
finding out
here?
where the money
I
is
click,
going.
double click.
Again,
Now
this is what we were
I'm not
talking
double
about,
clicking
Pat.
for the
Holding people
fucking,
accountable. Making sure that our politicians,
ABCD.
whoever they are,
I'm
good
going
stewards
to
of their
time.
tax
So
dollars,
here's
not
9
just
seconds,
throwing
7,
more
14,
and more
and
and
I'm
more
looking for
tax
a what?
dollars
I'm looking
into
for
this
15
bottomless
seconds.
hole.
Usually I do St.
And all
Jude.
those
Where's he at?
administrators down
I like
Yeah,
St.
St.
Jude.
Jude,
I like
yeah.
St. Jude. I like St. Jude.
And
So,
we keep getting
that is.
new people in there.
Is it JD
superintendents. We
Thomas?
can't keep track of the money.
JDK.
We gave the city
No,
$3
it's not
billion.
a-
Well, no, he started
I'm
St.
sorry,
Jude.
$1 billion
I think it was
3
Danny
years
Thomas.
ago
Yeah, Danny
to
Thomas.
rebuild and fix the
593.
Danny
streets.
Thomas.
What are they
Danny
doing? Are they doing that? They're doing
593.
some of that.
There you go.
But they're not going into the whole fund. This year they sent back $60 million.
It's a
This year
promo. It's a
alone.
promo. It's a
Fred,
promo.
what's wrong? You don't have people that know how to count down there.
Oh,
Like I said, you know, when things go wrong, it's always the wrong people being blamed.
Oh, I don't
no.
think so. Who you
Now see,
blaming?
here's the problem. Is that
You're gonna
I
blame
press
the
5
taxpayers.
Control
You're gonna
S.
blame the children.
And look, it's not
These
doing
poor
it.
children,
Whenever you get
they
stuff
are
like that, go in
they
name.
are being
Click
deprived
name and then
of a
press
future of
5,
success.
9,
They can't
3.
read, they
There
can't
it is,
write.
right there.
It's
Bada
social
bang.
promotion.
And then you're in.
More
So I
money,
did my
more
image
money.
promo.
And what
Okay.
happens?
So now I got
Year
Lori and
after
Health.
year,
I'm going. That's a
decade
regular
after
commercial we
decade.
call spots.
Failure,
You go to spots.
lack of
Control S.
success,
It's 1, 3,
problems.
4, 5.
What are you going to do? This is, I mean, to me,
Bada
this is
bing.
terrible for
Lauren
these
Health.
children to
Oh,
suffer
look, I
under
got
this
one more.
nonsense.
So you don't agree with the HBCUs.
Shit. 06.
You don't agree that the wrong people are being blamed.
All right, you're getting ready for the R word. I can hear it.
I'm just curious. I'm just trying to.
I hear it come. It's coming.
Right.
Why you always keep me on?
I know you. You're like a brother to me. I can sense you. You're ready to throw it out.
Excuse me. I pay taxes the same way as everyone else. I've been paying taxes in the state for 50-some years.
Yeah, I know you do.
After that,
I've watched the
all he
distribution
has
of
to
the
do
money.
is 59.
I've watched what happened to Baltimore
That's it.
City.
So, but here,
You know, you get a group of people.
Okay, I want that to run to follow. So I'm gonna go following it. I'm gonna go right
You
here.
strip them of their education when they're little children. You don't
And
give
now I
them
go into music
put
and you find
private
out what
schools in
you're
there,
like, see how
put charter
a good
schools in
teacher I am? I'm
put
such a good
Christian
teacher. Oh my
schools in there,
God.
put
I'm
schools
gonna make a
that
video.
teach.
You all watch it, all of it. What would you like, man?
Oh, man.
I could go for a title. Hey, you have any trials?
Listen, the triumph.
Okay, here, I'll go for art.
I know, but
Now we'll go for tree. T. I
Well,
think
I
we
will
do
tell
have
you
time.
this.
Frank's in on.
Let me ask you a question,
But,
Fred.
but
When
it was minor deterioration at best.
when did the family nucleus start deteriorating?
Yeah, that's what matters.
When did that start?
Yeah.
You got it.
Okay.
You got it. So this has been so
As people, you victimize them with all kind of bull crap, and then you actually blame them for the problem.
Well,
that's
hold on a second. Wait. So
Oh,
under,
you know
wait.
what? You're trying.
So you're telling me
No, it's
under
not here.
LBJ, okay,
Just
the
scroll
War
down,
on
just
Four,
scroll
which is really the beginning of this environment
Oh,
of
let's go to
entitlement, which
back
is
to
all, by the
controls.
way, in the name of compassion. You're telling me, Fred, that was the beginning of the
It ain't me,
victimization?
babe. It ain't me, babe.
You think,
We'll come back with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I sold that blood.
People stuffing up.
Does not care.
The turtles? You saw the turtles?
In the
Yeah.
name of
Man, that's cool.
Well, it was Flood with Eddie, but they were the turtles.
Yeah. Well, we're coming back. That Jack just picked the song "It Ain't Me, Babe" by the Turtles, and you know other artists did that too.
Yeah.
And I'll give you a guess. Anybody knows what other artists did "It Ain't Me, Me, Babe"? Who wrote it?
Now your husband got to get out. Okay.
You know the word, right?
This is
Mr.
planned scenario.
So, Fred, let me ask you a question.
Mr. Zimmerman.
Fred, let me ask you a question, because I haven't talked to you before. So let me ask you
Oh!
time and time again, when it comes to...
Yeah, he's right. It ain't me, babe.
Yeah. No, it's not us.
The government has... This is,
But when he pulled that
this is
fucking shit,
speaking of generalities over the last...
He ran into
I'll play one with you. Back to
and he
the-
was so theatrically fucking.
When you look at welfare, it is the government that is replacing the
He
role
that
of
shit
the
with me.
father. of
He
the
did that to you too.
I laughed at him. He got mad at me.
in
I was
this
like,
And then I had my
operation
fucking
somewhat
guest in there. He goes,
incident. And through
He's
a
looking like to the
variety of
window.
different handouts for a variety of
and then my
different
friend, the
government
guest,
has used these
oh,
entitlements
and
a
now
way
ours,
to
Mr. Elgin.
replace the role
Yeah.
of the husband.
People think he's a
or the
fucking
breadwinner
asshole.
or-
that's why he's not
Then he
done
goes,
a job with you.
Yeah.
So this has been sort of.
Only done to the black community.
No, I don't believe that. I don't believe this. I don't believe this.
Oh, it's still, yeah, that's fucking.
I really don't.
Yeah.
I think
That's
this is
okay.
a
You know,
little
some people
country
got
right
to
now
forget because
where
they're fucking.
the man
They're
equation has been
more
removed.
sad
The government has
that
come in
if
to
you
replace
look at it,
that
they're
role.
really sad and
We're
it's
looked at
pathetic.
this as being
I don't know. I couldn't,
liberal.
you know, yeah, I got
Generation,
mad, but now that I look at it now,
and it just becomes
that's a
snake
pathetic
eating its tail.
Yes, it
Okay,
is.
think about this.
pathetic cocks. I'm not, you know, I don't want to say.
I don't wish him harm.
I don't wish him harm at all. That's what I mean.
But
he's a fucking
Miserable man.
fucking
miserable. Las Vegas.
He killed 120 last year.
120 in school slaughter.
No, in Baltimore City last year.
300 people died in Baltimore City last year.
No, but 120 were younger than 20 years old.
Wait a minute. 300 people were murdered in Baltimore City.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Wait a minute, where the fuck is
Do
it?
you think, for real, if 300 white people was killed in Baltimore City, they would do something?
Wait a
Well,
second.
then what's the? All right, yeah, I understand that, but the point,
Conversation, back to this conversation.
what are they going to do to stop it? If 300 white people were killed, what would they do to stop it?
They don't tell them what extreme they would go to, but they would stop it.
Do you think they're going to an extreme now? Do you think they're doing more now than they did 2 weeks
If
ago?
we're going to go along with that line of thinking,
We already played, I.L.A, didn't we?
Conspiracy where there's a
No, we didn't.
higher power at play here that has blacks killing blacks.
7, 9, 5, fucking 4.
I tell you what, blacks don't manufacture guns. Blacks don't manufacture
But they
drugs.
sure as hell use them, don't they?
They're being dumped on.
So you're gonna blame the manufacturers.
Wait a minute, when the
You're,
guy-
look, you might as well blame all black
We
people.
can't get that.
You
I'm
might as
gonna
well
put
blame
you
all
on
black
later.
people for the use of guns, the abuse of guns, and for killing.
Because he's got coming on lane, but I'm gonna put you on.
Oh,
okay. Down the road. I'm saving.
400,000.
It ain't me, babe. I'm saving it ain't me, babe. So take it
400,000,
easy.
right.
Bill Harvey, please take it easy.
No.
No, but a lot of them are victims, right? Because you're dealing with.
Hey, Fred,
All
real
right, I gotta
quick.
go, Fred.
Real quick. Yeah, he's going.
He's too long.
2 minutes.
He's too long. But he's all right. Sometimes I agree with him. But I think some of his conclusions are incorrect. And he does go into the race thing, which.
Yes. That's okay. That's Fred, baby. That's Fred. He's my buddy. Ah!
Yeah, we're all racist.
Yeah.
All right, here is Will. Will, good evening.
Good evening, man. You know, Jimmy's having a red letter day at TW, and I got Fred.
Yeah.
No, we didn't. Well, he took TW. I won't put TW in the air because TW insults my audience. My audience doesn't deserve to be called liars or anything else.
That's right.
Yeah, I don't even put up with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He told me. He calls. He's not allowed on air. I got to stop him.
I'm telling you, he called our show every week for like 6 months, and then finally he just was like, "Jimmy, you're a racist," and then he dropped the M-word, and we stopped taking
It's
it.
just crazy. And these are the cool people I like that still have, but they can't because of that FCC shit.
Dude,
You know
WBAL.
why I like listening to Jimmy
Pat, because me and him got a lot of common to a certain extent.
I'll talk to you about it.
Okay, yeah, because I'm going commercial break here.
A little on my 16th birthday, blah, blah, but Jimmy's birthday. That's why I get so upset with
That's right. He's a pilot.
He's a big-time pilot. That's why I get so upset when Jimmy neglects his wine. When me and Jimmy were on final approach, and we're up to the airport.
See, I told you that was our friend Will.
Wait till I'm playing disco duck for Pat. Watch what he does. Watch his face. Watch his face.
I'm a trigger snowflake. What do I do? You know.
Okay.
The problem was when I got older, I had to start paying for my own flight time. Made it more difficult.
I used to wash dishes. I had 97 this communist Washington Post on my long wooden wagon every morning, and I had to drag up those snowy streets, and then 8 o'clock in the morning get back to state at 3 or 4. So and go to elementary school. You know, and I see these kids, 25 years old, sitting on the front stoop each day, who's never had a job in his life. You know, but, I heard Eric call a little while ago. Eric used to call B.I.M all the time, very intelligent guy. But there's stuff that's going on. And by the way, I think Jimmy's reminds me of Whiskey in Escape from New York. You know, he got out of that other station, and now he's on the right.
And he has a patch over his eye.
Yeah, he's in the sunlight now. You know, the best disinfectant.
Did you hear that?
I don't hear it.
You know, this stuff's going on with our Second Amendment.
What the fuck?
You know, the Second Amendment doesn't give us anything. The Second Amendment.
Why isn't this?
We get our rights from God. We get our rights from the Creator. We, the people. You know, and Jimmy's on, on the right page on that too. You know, the Second Amendment tells the government what they can't do. Our rights shall not be infringed.
Negative liberty, right?
Yeah.
All right, Will, listen,
Thank you, Will.
I got to take a break, my friend. So we'll be right back. Jimmy, I'm Pat McDonough, I think.
Look at this.
Disco duck.
I want to tell you about Charles Parrish.
I got
it. People call Charles with real estate they want to sell. When Charles makes an offer to purchase
That was a real
real
Baltimore
estate,
song, I
there are
think.
no commissions or settlement costs, and he pays all cash. If you have real estate to sell, city or county, commercial or residential, raw land or non-conforming, virtually any kind of real estate.
He was on there one day. He's like, "Here's what
A family business for over 40 years, his goal is to make a small profit. He's a principal buyer with a reputation for honesty and fair prices.
That's right.
Call Charles
Stop cleaning
today
oven.
about your property. Log on to charlesparish.com. That's spelled Parrish, Parrish with 2 R's. Or call Charles Parrish at 1-866-474-7000. Get rid of real estate you don't want and get the cash you need. Call Charles Parrish today with details of your real estate. 1-866-474-7000.
Hi, this is Sean Casey, and I'm here to tell you about WCBM's newest sponsor,
Hey, Doug.
Clearview
I'm
Window
Jimmy
and Door
Stewart.
Company.
Yeah.
They're
Executive producer.
Yeah, all right.
windows and vinyl. And I let you know from personal experience that Clearview
Yes, we
Window and
do.
Door Company isn't bad. I've spoken with the owner. Here's some highlights of our talk. First,
So-
I asked him whether he offers financing.
What's it, a
and
little
does he
round
have-
table?
We had an amazing offer.
Yeah, just
0% down and 0% interest for 7 years. Really,
But,
makes
yeah.
the whole house.
Jimmy's going to be on our station.
Yes.
I'll let you read my
Very
card.
very
And I see him in. Oh, wow. I remember some guy.
Yes, I
What a
have
hell
some
of a
where
lot.
these products are made, and I
Oh,
know
we're
already
All the products are furniture installed.
Yeah.
They just decided to wipe her back. I'm
What
like,
about the warranty?
so I just
Those
keep
were
those
products that
on
I
the
looked
radio,
for.
and you're gonna
Get
wiper manage our show. Which is
So I got the call.
Oh, so we're artist video market.
Yeah.
That's
And
410.
we decided.
It's live.
This is live.
I was like, hi guys, bye guys.
And, right. Yeah,
I'm sure Ron Sapp speaks.
So, yeah, so basically,
Charles in Brooklyn. Let me type that.
State Q3 event with 22 ingredients that are great for your prostate. To celebrate, your first 30 days supply is free.
And
Get
Charles,
shipping
would you like to talk about tonight?
Q3 Advanced free. Call 1-800-257-5251. 1-800-257-5251. 1-800-257-5251.
I'm Scott
Call
Tannen,
number
founder
three,
of
call
Bowl and
number
Branch,
three,
where you
Charles.
can
Get
get the
you in
world's
there, okay?
most comfortable sheets
My
for less than
pleasure.
half of what you pay in the store. Our sheets are made from 100%
Bada bing,
organic
bada
cotton
boom.
and get softer over time.
Do you normally
Even
get
3
sweaty
U.S.
collars?
presidents have Bowl
Huh?
and Branch
Do you normally
sheets.
get the
Try
sweaty
them for
collars?
30 nights. If you don't love them,
Okay.
send them back for a full refund. Go to
Always get
bowlandbranch.com
calls.
today for 50
Sandy
off.
Paul, Cowards. Hey, Sandy, how you doing, baby? Love cakes.
Spell
I'll take a seat for a minute.
Please take a seat.
I've been on my feet since 5:30 this morning.
Oh my God, Jack, take it easy.
Well, I don't drink, so I wake up early. I can't get back to sleep, so I start doing things.
You're St. Jude.
And I'm the Jimmy Mathis taxi cab. So.
Well, chauffeur, not taxi.
Oh, it's a Cadillac.
Or you could say, oh, Cadillac.
Cadillac with a Corvette motor.
Ball game. That's fucking look. The Cadillac, I'm right on, man.
Message from the Archdiocese of Baltimore on Talk Radio 680 WCBM.
Hi, my name is John Mangione, Minister of Glory Justice. My grandfather founded
swear
Glory
hard
Justice over 3 decades ago.
Still can't believe they use
Oh my God, yeah, it's swear hard floppy disk. Swear hard floppy disk. They still have. I hope everybody's having. Bill Harvey's here. Well, team,
Hey, you know what? If they work, they work.
everybody's good. Everybody's having a good time. This is the hottest hour, the Pat McDonough show, and boy, we had a good time. Boy, we had a good
It's
time.
not over yet.
No, it's not.
I got a feeling.
Bruce Elliott here. Many of you guys know that getting your teeth fixed is something you've needed to have done for a long time, but you put it off. I used to fit in this category until I made my first appointment with Dr. Ed Laser,
What did Perry
cosmetic and
call
advanced
that?
dentistry, and boy, am I glad I did. Now, like me, you no longer need to worry about painful procedures or not having insurance or even how much this is going to set you back financially. Because Dr. Laser takes the hassle out of cosmetic dentistry. His quick, high-quality services won't cost you a fortune. Dr. Laser even has an in-office membership plan that covers routine cleanings, x-rays, and emergency exams. His clean, modern offices are welcoming, and his staff just treats you like a member of the family. They are great. Whether you need dentures, veneers, implants, or any other procedure, do what my wife and I have both done by calling Dr. Laser at Cosmetic and Advanced Dentistry today. That's 410-356-7799.
People keep calling me. I'm not working today.
This is the year you finally get a perfect smile.
I got ding, ding.
So what is he, 11 to 12?
799.
Yeah. He's no. He's 10 to 11.
Oh, 10 to 11. That's right.
Yeah.
We'll probably do a picture with the three of us before they clear out.
Oh, we do?
Oh yeah.
We'll do that?
Yeah, definitely, man. Just let me know. Here we go.
And now more of the Pat McDonough Show on Talk Radio 680
Yeah, we got I
WCBM.
had Roger Stone on. Well, we do Roger Stone every week.
All right, here we are.
People
All
love him
right,
and
not
people
much
hate
time,
him.
so let's go. We're going to start
Advisor
off
to
Go
Trump.
ahead.
with Steve. I
Well,
think
more
Steve
than
was
that.
with us early, but he waited
Steve,
a
yeah.
long time. So
We've had him on
bring him
football
back.
signing. I've actually
Here's
hung out with
Steve.
him
Steve,
a couple
good.
times.
Really?
No, wait a
Pretty
minute.
interesting.
It just seems like Marty.
I should hate the guy.
Steve, good evening.
Jimmy actually had Trump on when he was
Thank you.
Pat, every
job.
time I
Thank you.
call your office,
Love him or hate
wife
him.
answers the
Trump
phone.
doesn't do
She's in
radio.
charge.
He did my
So
show.
it's gonna be that.
We'll do it again.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You are and your name.
I'm not
your
doing anything.
Well,
She does. She knows everyone.
My question for you guys.
Say hi to the camera.
Has
My camera.
No, this is streaming live.
Oh, it is?
I always stream live.
What's your
okay.
Yeah, man. All my friends are here. All my friends are here.
What do you do every
And
day?
this is only 28 days in February, so that's a good thing because next month is spring. Even the letter.
Howdy.
Yeah.
Hi, audience.
So what is
How's
that
everybody? Good to see you.
This is Tom Moore because next is the Tom Moore show, and this is the main man.
I like to say I'm here to make sense of everything for the next hour.
It's not like there's a Minnesota.
You're very photogenic, man. That's cool as hell, man. That's great. I thought I was the only
Well,
one.
I bet you're glad to be here now.
She's more photogenic than any of us, but hey. You know.
Well, I'm talking
Oh,
about
yeah,
the
well,
old socialist waiting in lines for everything.
I do my job as a state legislator 24 hours a day, number one. And number two, I've been smart and made smart investments. So
Yeah.
that's all I have to do. Plus, my wife has one life on
Woo!
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah, you can.
And he made big.
They have
Problem
resources.
is, the reason I don't tolerate theater.
Theater's not a street.
Yeah, well, you probably know or whatever. You know, each talk show host has.
No,
you know,
it's
who wants to talk
time for a
about
little bit of
it.
a
The reason
revolution, I think.
I want to talk with Theodore is
Which our government should have nothing to do with. I just want to say that right
Number
now.
two, he goes ahead and he criticizes the audience. Their lives.
Yes, no, there's nothing. You've already tapped all your resources out down there.
They can't defend themselves. They're not in the air.
That's right.
You don't
That's
have to
right.
do that. You're certainly entitled to your opinion, but you can't call everybody a liar.
No, you cannot.
Liar, liar, pants on fire. Anyway, thank you, Steve.
It's not intelligent conversation, but that is the point I was making earlier, where I think it's important. You know, I'll take theater at time to time because it's entertaining and throw some hamburgers in the
Generates
box,
calls,
yeah,
yeah.
whatever. But I think it's important that we have intellectual conversation and a real debate
No,
on these issues. And that's what I was saying earlier, that we have a responsibility to be educating, promoting conservatism and capitalism and all these things that we believe in. So removing Theodore for a second, but if we're not willing to have that conversation with the opposition, then it really is just preaching to the choir.
I basically enjoy talking with people who may disagree with me or have another opinion.
Right.
Some people are an exception. Theodore is an exception. I can talk to Fred, and there are other people who call here that I don't agree with. Sometimes I do, which surprises me. Yes, and we have to promote what we believe in. That's why we're here. We're going to promote what we don't believe in.
Sure.
You know, and I'd like to hear ideas from people too. Not everybody's a liberal or conservative. I'm an idea guy. Believe me, I will tell you. If I was not in public life, I would probably be in research or art, creative stuff. That's what I like. And I like ideas. I don't care what you are, who you are.
I don't drink.
If you have ideas, if you have solutions, if you have exciting things, I get excited.
I like process. It's one of the biggest frustrations I have right now with the way our government works at the state level, really at the federal level, is just circumventing
Now
the
I just
process
watch TV.
and the evisceration of, again, very basic building blocks of this country when it comes to separation of power at the federal level.
It's out of control. You talk about the federalism, you talk about judiciary, you talk about the deep state, which are all now.
Oh, yeah, I switched about
The fourth branch of government, regulatory agencies where you have legislation.
Now, in state government, the General Assembly, the General Assembly, with Miller and with Bush, they pretty much have a process. It's very clear cut, it's very powerful. The government has to fight it. I mean, the governor has to fight it. It's tough, it's not easy. All right, here is Mark. There is Mark. There he is. Mark, good evening.
No, it
Yes,
is.
good evening, Shalom. First of all, welcome. Our station here is a big difference from the station on the hill.
Well, it's a pleasure to be here, and this is my first day officially on the air, but it's just been a wonderful experience getting ready for the show and meeting everybody.
I just shoot it down.
It's been a real pleasure.
By the way, this is my first time even listening to you because you used to be on Saturday morning. Some of us are in the religious church.
It wakes me up now.
Because we're in the synagogue. It's my first time listening, you know.
I'm glad you had a chance to
smell it.
Hopefully you'll listen again, hopefully.
Again, it's like tequila.
Okay,
You don't smell
And
tequila.
the main reason I called because I just got home from shul, which is actually Jewish word for the synagogue, by the way. That's supposed to listen a little bit an hour ago. And I understand on the news that we're going to forces in a horrible situation in the high school in Florida. There's three sheriff deputies were negligent.
Four, yeah.
Four. What were they doing when this whole carnage was going on? Does anyone
Hey, well, let me tell you
I
something.
was Don Julio.
If you try to think back a little bit, Columbine, there was hesitation on the police to go in there. The movie theater with the Batman or whatever it was, hesitation once
I
again.
just got too much
There has
going on
been too
right
much
now.
hesitation
Got a
by
Senate
law
race.
enforcement to go into these
Got the radio
situations.
show. Got all the media I got to go to.
All right, I just want to simply say that we're hoping that, again, our
Oh, and then the girlfriend in the house, the dog,
killed in
everything
this
else.
carnage
I just
last
don't have
week.
time for it.
Which just made a memory.
It was fun for 30 years.
Jimmy, do want to welcome you to our station and just wish you shalom. Looking forward to good things.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
But we've
This
gone
is Charles
Went to
in
the same
Brooklyn.
broadcast school, so
Charles, good evening.
we've had some
Hi,
fun.
Pat. First of all, I
So,
never heard of
who,
you before, and I'm going to be listening on
The
Saturday.
6 and 8, that
Oh,
was
thank you.
somebody else.
And
That's Jimmy.
my
No, but before him.
call about
two other
Brooklyn
people.
is there's
It's a
two big
pesticide.
housing developments going up.
Well, I like
Brooklyn.
Jimmy better than Best.
And I'm just wondering when the
I
city's
thought he
gonna
was a
try to
hunting guy
annex the
or some
rest
kind
of
of
Brooklyn.
outdoors guy, and I heard talking about termites.
You heard anything about that?
No. I don't think they do much annexing.
Okay.
Okay. And this is about
Oh, this is a heck of a.
cops not responding to this.
Really from 60.
This is a very affluent, liberal neighborhood.
That people actually listen to.
It's Thumbed Up TV. It's
Not
Thumbed Up
that
TV.
makes any difference.
Thumbed Up TV. Hello, I see you.
Relationship.
Well, we were.
These people suffer. But they are, it's a liberal.
And general manager decided to do better than we did.
One more time.
Well, there was a question in Las Vegas. There was a question in Columbine. There was a question at the movie theater. There might have been questions at the other place. Why is there a hesitation by law enforcement, SWAT teams in particular, not going in and getting the job done? I don't think.
Okay, well,
I have no idea. That's what.
Stand down,
This is
that's
not
what
a
it's
first time
saying.
event.
Hey, hey.
No. It's ridiculous.
So we ran for Senate.
Oh, look, I don't like that
Resigned,
critique
and we had.
because who knows what you do in the situation. The problem is that's the whole reason why
Because
those
once GAO
jobs
started fucking
exist.
around,
By definition,
It's the same thing. We're right. It's exactly what- what's the excuse? I'm waiting to hear the excuse, because the sheriff is saying that the four of them, he's already, one guy's quit. He suspended one guy and the guy quit. So we're gonna have to see, I wanna hear why these guys did not go in there and start protecting these kids.
And I was in the military, so, I've
Thumbed Up TV.
served during.
Remember, hey,
Vietnam, but I
remember
wasn't
I was
in
doing
Vietnam.
Speak Your Mind, it's called.
Guarded defense between North and South
I'm gonna tell
Korea.
them a story.
So I know about
I
that
gotta talk
area
to
too.
this. I gotta see somebody about it. So,
We were facing
Thumbed Up
danger,
TV.
not immediate
So
or
yeah, I'm
imminent
thinking
danger
projects, stuff like that.
like it
Yeah.
was in
He comes
Vietnam.
in.
But we still patrol. I got pictures
I saw that, right?
MDL in North
Thing I
Korea,
like. Then he puts it on this.
just a
It was
stone's
a
throw from
cardboard
North
box. I thought it
Korea.
was like a mouse.
So,
But if put it in and then
I've
it
been
takes
there,
box.
and,
Like a little thing.
I don't see
I can move
how
my
these people
box.
can
I
justify
don't think, what's
any
this?
reason.
I said,
not
don't you have
going
any
to
like camera, TV?
No
Thumbed Up
way,
TV?
shape, or
Oh, this is much
We'll
better.
find out, Charles.
Right there.
We'll find out.
I sure hope so.
All right, buddy.
And I'll go out of my
Thanks
way
for
to say,
calling.
Thumbed Up
Maybe
TV.
when I
Now you
become
know
the
the
county
story.
executive, I'll annex.
Now you know.
Is it a nice area?
Good idea.
Wait a minute. Is it a nice area?
And Hale Jr.
Are there taxpayers there?
Yeah, it's Brooklyn Park.
Brooklyn Park is a good area.
On the Ann Arbor County side.
You're in Anne Arundel County then.
Oh, yes, I have. No.
Oh, you're in a good
yeah,
county.
before you annex, you have to invade it, so you may want to be careful.
I have 3,000 police. So it's a big army.
So as county executive, the first thing you want to do is
Is invade
Brooklyn.
Brooklyn. Yes. All right, thank you, Charles. Now, if there's water on the other side, what else am I going to invade?
Yeah.
It's Harford County.
So you're going to need the
I mean,
Baltimore County Navy.
I'm not invading Baltimore City, and I can't invade the water. The only thing left is Brooklyn.
You got to invade somebody.
Yeah.
Just work out. Just work out. You know.
Right across the street.
So anyway, we have plenty of time left and nothing to say, so, this
We
is
were
the
going to
best
buy a
part
house
of
in
the
my
show.
valley, but that doesn't house for
Is Tom there? Did Tom come in tonight?
He's right behind me.
Well, this is a revolutionary experience. After 4 hours, I love this.
No,
After
no,
4
no.
hours of conservatism, we're now going to have liberalism.
It's like,
So all you people that have been propagandized, brainwashed, taught the real world, my good friend, the wonderful Renaissance. Is it Renaissance? Are you a Renaissance man?
I'll go with that. Sure.
An entertainer, a lawyer, a singer. He's coming on. But he's an incurable liberal to some degree. So I don't know what to do with it.
Who supports gun rights? How about that?
Well, he's got some good points. He's got some good points. So.
Well, you guys give me a heck of a lead-in, I'll tell you that.
Well, you got to make up for it.
And he's on TV.
You got to fix it. You're going to have 4 hours of this stuff.
Man, that's a lot of correcting for me to do in 1 hour, I'll tell you.
Oh, well, you wanted to be a liberal. I tried to bring you up differently. You wouldn't listen.
All you guys running for office.
Yeah, what about you? You should be running. They need Democrats.
I heard that. I'm not running for anything, but I'm glad to watch your races.
Where do you live now? Are you in the county or?
I'm in Anne Arundel County.
You're in Brooklyn.
Yeah, he's where you want to invade.
Oh, is that it?
50 seconds. 50
I could take him as a prisoner.
50 seconds hard break.
We could waterboard him at Guantanamo, turn him into a conservative.
Might be what it takes.
All right, Tom Moore coming up. Jimmy, thank you very much. Appreciate it. And we had Scott Collier in here and Adam. What's your last name, Adam? What is it again? What is it?
Buddy Scotty.
Reuter. He says his name's Adam Reuter. Okay.
It's good to be here, Pat. Thank you very much for allowing me to
All right,
stick
well,
around.
we'll see you every week, and we'll see you other times too. Always remember, truth and knowledge guarantee liberty. Keep the faith and keep punching.
Of course, because I don't want to be involved in any of this.
Sound like my girlfriend.
I'm like, I have nothing to do.
By the way, she was low. We can't talk about politics. Trump wants you to speak to you for 3 days.
Stay connected with
You're
stimulating
the one that
talk
had
and
me
rich
show. It's your
news
fault.
on Talk Radio
Yeah, okay.
680 WCBM.
I'm just trying to get ratings.
Baltimore
That's
at
all.
WCBM.com.
About the memos on the
I don't drink the Kool-Aid. I just saw
Fox
it.
News. We're finally getting to see the response to a Republican memo
And that's
about
it.
Russian meddling in
It's
the election.
insane.
Democrats on the House Intelligence Committee